Guys, if the city of Austin shuts down after we do this podcast, I'm going to put a complete moratorium on you and I doing any podcast in January. Because last time we had the snowpocalypse, we did like the first one after that. And I feel like we did one that was close to the tree storm 2022. So yeah.
You know, don't believe the statistics, Jeff. The numbers are all lies. Okay. Everyone's lying about all the numbers. Okay. All the numbers are lies.
All right, great. What a great intro. Welcome back, everybody, to the RageSelect podcast. Right here, RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
Hi, Bryce.
Believe no numbers. That's our motto.
Don't believe any of the numbers.
Don't believe any of the numbers. They're all lies. Yeah, we got a real weird smorgasbord this week, but at least we got the Xbox Developer Direct to talk about a bunch of kind of pointed stuff. Last week there was something. Oh no, last week we were just doing a wrap up, and then they had a little Resident Evil thing. So yeah,
a Resident Evil hoedown.
It was like a 25-second trailer and then like a Porsche ad and an ad for these really nice watches that apparently the protagonist used that you could buy for $2,000. And I was like, never change, Resident Evil. You're the best.
This really is going to be the year of corporate gaming.
Yep. Oh boy, I just can't wait. I can't wait.
Speaking of, we got other stuff.
Yeah, we got other business to attend. Well, actually, it's weird. We were like 10 minutes before this podcast. I was like, I didn't watch anything last week because I made a spreadsheet full of games that I didn't finish in 2025. And last week I was just playing games that I didn't finish in 2025, and I completely forgot to watch any movies or TV shows or anything. So,
what of those games made the biggest splash for you?
Well, I started with the ones that were the shortest. So I beat Expelled, which was the Inkle game that was kind of the spiritual successor to Overboard, where it's kind of a visual novel where you're going through this one thing and you're trying to get a good outcome. And so in the first one, you were a lady that killed her husband on a boat, and you were trying to kind of get away with it, and they kept throwing wrinkles at you like, oh, you got away with it, but you're broke. Oh, you got away with it, but somebody found out about it. The second one, Expelled, was you're at a boarding school for young ladies, and this one lady falls out of the top of it's in the 1920s. This lady falls out of the top of a church, and everybody blames you for it. And you got to kind of try to figure out what happened and how not to get blamed. They're great. They take about 3 hours. It's not a huge time investment. It's got a great art style.
They got another new game out.
Yep.
Also, right?
TR49. Yeah. We're gonna look at that next week. But I played that. It was great. And then I played the Duck Detective, The Ghost of Glamping.
Those look cute, the Duck Detective games.
It seemed like it was a little bit slighter than the Secret Salami. That one turned real weird towards the end, and this one was kind of straightforward. And then I got to the end, and it still turned a little weird, but it took 2 hours to beat. Like, it was a very, very short game.
Short and sweet, though.
Yep.
I think that's fine.
And then I'm about 2/3 the way through Ender Magnolia, which is the sequel to a game called Ender Lilies, which are Metroidvania games that have this real kind of this kind of painterly art style to them.
Oh, okay.
And they're all about this world of it's like homunculi and technology and magic, and so you kind of summon these kind of monsters to fight for you. But it's real striking, and it goes down super easy. Like, this game does a thing I've never seen in a Metroidvania game, and I wish all of them would do it, where when you enter a part of the map is gray, and if you find everything in that part of the map, it turns blue when you leave it. And I'm like, yes, do that. Don't make me scour the entire map trying to find energy upgrades. Just let me know if I missed something or not. So
nice.
But yeah, all three of those, great stuff. Highly recommended. Anybody can play them. And then I got a whole bunch of other stuff. I got that 100-line Defense Academy, but it's like way down the list because that thing's supposed to be like 200 hours long, and I don't have that in me right now.
I don't believe that.
Well, no, I mean, it said it's supposed to be like 12 hours to beat, but then you have to beat it like 8 or 9 times to really see all the story parts of it. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Somebody correct me.
Okay.
Correct me and tell me it's only 12 hours. Tell me it's only 2 hours long, and I'll start it tomorrow because it's one of those ones from last year that was a huge thing that I just didn't get into. So
Yeah, same.
What about you, Bryce? What have you been up to?
I also like my gaming stuff has mostly been the same old. Gran Turismo, a little bit of Borderlands. I have been watching 2 shows really quickly, or at least the first one really quickly. The Pit, a really good medical drama show.
Excellent stuff. Season 2 started out, and I waited for season 1, and everybody said it was great. And then I sat down to watch it. And it was one of those. It was the first time in a few years where I watched the whole thing in like a day and a half. Like I stayed up way too late, and then I got up as soon as I could the next day and kept watching it.
Yeah, it's really gripping. It's like it's kind of 24 style where each episode is an hour of this really intense shift at an emergency room. But it's really cool. I think I want to say it's like the first episode where they say like, we love this job because we're ADHD, and that's very much how the show is paced. there's very little like stopping for emotional gravity to really sink in. It's got like, we gotta go.
Yep.
So that's good. And then the other one has been the U.S. version of the Traitors. I don't know if you've been seeing any of the hubbub about this. This is a social deduction game show I think it's on Peacock.
Yeah, I saw ads for it on Peacock when one of the last seasons started, and I was like, because it's got that guy in it.
Michael Rappaport or Alan Cumming?
Alan Cumming.
Alan Cummings is the host.
Yeah.
And he's doing his whole thing every second he's on screen.
He's just chewing it all up, chewing up that scenery.
And so I think partly it's because TikTok has like put a little hook in me, and so every so often I get someone being like, I can't believe this. Did you know about this the season of the Traitors? Did you know production knew that she was going to be the secret one, but then she got caught really early, and they planned all sorts of like gossip and reality TV drama stuff.
Okay, but my big question, Bryce, that I have not been able to suss out yet is what the hell is it? It's just got a bunch of people like in a mansion looking very arch. That's all I've ever seen of it, is people in a mansion looking arch. So
it's a social deduction game. So what the thing about reality TV shows nowadays is that they are really ambiguous, and they really hate having a structure or a formula, and because of that they won't like explain it or have a simple concept of what the show is. So I'm going to just explain what it is as quickly as I can, but it's not going to be an elevator pitch because no one could.
Okay.
All right. There's like 20 some celebrities in this Scottish mansion. 3 of them are traitors.
Okay.
And during the day they do activities where they earn money for a prize pot. At night, the traitors get to choose to kill someone, and during the day, everybody has a vote in a big Danganronpa style round judgment table where they argue of who they should kill. By the end of the game, if there are any traitors left alive, the traitors split the money. If the rest of the people, the faithful, get rid of all the traitors, then they split the money.
So it's werewolf.
It's a social deduction game.
Yeah,
it's an Among Us
or Noja.
A mafia.
Yeah. Okay,
but it's also like it's very reality TV shaped. You know, the activities they do are goofy and kind of wishy-washy. And then I've been seeing stuff on TikTok that like people saying like, I don't even know why they do the activities because they always give them a chance to get all of the money anyway at the end of the season anyway. It's little stuff like that, but it's really cool. Certainly the highlight of this first half of the season that's come out so far is Michael Rappaport being a huge asshole. Just being a real loudmouth. If you want to see a Tim Robinson character come to life, Michael Rappaport on this season of the Traitors US, folks.
He's going down the zip line every time.
He's always seems like he's about to talk about the zip line. Also, the editors on this show are the most vile people. They got footage of him eating, and it's the most like like plate to lips,
like zoomed in. Oh, yeah. It also seems, I mean, from watching this trailer, it also seems like a good 30% of this show is just to see what Alan Cumming is wearing every week because, boy, that's some fantastic. You got all the fantastic shit there.
Yeah. And then they have a lot of folks from other reality TV shows, reality competition shows. There's a lot of Housewives, Big Brother people, Survivor. Ron Funches is great. I didn't know there's a Real Housewives of Dubai, but they got one of them in.
Okay, well, that sounds like the sort of thing. Once upon a time, I was with a friend at a doctor's office, and they were showing a house flipper show, and he was like, "Who the fuck would watch one of these shows?" And I was like, "Look,
try it.
We have to sit here for 20 minutes. I guarantee that by the end of this, you're going to be into it." And so we sat there, and we were both watching it. And then they called his name, and then he said, "Tell me what happens." And I was like, "I'm leaving, okay?" Like, I did this. My ex-girlfriend used to watch reality TV, and I'd be like, "What is this? A show about making knives? That's fucking stupid." And then 2 days later, I'm like, "Your tang is wrong, man. It's warped, and it's not going to survive the test." So
Of course, they're going to see that crack.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It's really cool. You have the like Among Us sort of deduction stuff, all the reality TV kind of drama fighting stuff, and then seriously, those roundtables are legitimately feel like Danganronpa. The way that they managed to film it is, I watched the show and I really spent a lot of my time trying to realize how they filmed it because it's also like high production, so it looks really cool.
Okay.
Anyway, Traitors.
Yeah. I don't know. I got too many things on my to watch list, but I'll definitely throw it on there at some point. That does sound like the sort of thing that you would put on your second monitor while you were doing stuff, and then end up like realize that you've been watching it.
Yep,
you've stopped working and you've just started watching it.
But then there will be plenty of downtime and chaff in the show because it's a reality show. So there's always the build-ups and then it's on Peacock, so it does have commercial breaks, which is. I don't like the way reality shows exist today. I've been out of the game.
Do they do the thing that they do on Hell's Kitchen where they show the same clip like 5 times in one episode? It's like in the intro, they'll be like, "You won't believe what happens." And they show the clip. And then right before the first break, they show that thing. And they're like, later on, you're going to see. And it's like, fuck, man. And then it happens and you're like, well, that wasn't anything. That you just, guys, come on. They're like, there's going to be a fire in the kitchen. Then they just put it out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely watch it in a way where you can click the skip ahead button a few times. They're gonna do that.
Okay,
but
all right,
it is what it is.
Well, I have no segue. Let's talk about video games.
Okay, what's some of the big news of video games?
Let's talk about the Xbox Developer Direct. We haven't heard a lot from Xbox. I think Xbox's last year, I feel like Xbox kind of bleh. Like kind of
a rough couple of years.
Bleh. Like even the new Call of Duty didn't do very well last year. There weren't a lot of first party stuff. We haven't heard about that. Gears of War. They're making Halo and Unreal Engine 5 for the PlayStation, which is the most cursed sentence I feel like I could say out loud. But I gotta say, this is a pretty decent direct. It's got 4 things, and 2.5 of them are probably interesting to me. So, yeah. So let's jump on in. We started out with Forza Horizon 6, which has been completely spoiled a whole bunch of times, but
the worst kept secret for the past 6 months.
Yep. They did show off, but then they showed off a whole bunch of it. They talked about it. Set in Japan. It's got a lot. They said that their downtown is like one of the biggest maps they've done. They've got like seasonal changes. They've got a bunch of different modes. I don't know. We'll just kind of talk about it a little bit. Bryce, you're the racing guy, so I feel like I should just defer to you because I've always played Horizon and I've always played Horizon and been like, oh, I'll come back to this, and then I just don't come back to it. So
I think they have positioned the Forza game with a really soft the Forza franchise with a really soft touch in this direct. I think they make a point of saying we make the best open world racing game,
right?
And which I don't disagree with. They are doing it well. They've been doing it well anyway.
Does anybody else do games like this? I mean, I guess Need for Speed used to, but there hasn't been one of those in a while. So
I mean, Ubisoft was doing The Crew
okay.
for a while. You did have Codemasters when they got around to doing a grid or
Dirt? Are they dirt? No, that's not.
yeah, they're the dirt. Codemasters is the dirt people too.
Okay.
And so, there's not exactly a ton of competition with the open world space anyway. But I think Forza are also probably not the worst people to like be the front runner in that. I mean, these Horizon games are good. They make a really good open world. They know how to fill it with stuff. And it seems like they want to position this as like I'm afraid to use it, but they want to be the Fortnite of open world card games, and they probably could be.
Let me ask this: I noticed when I was watching this, has Forza had real car brands for a long time? Because I thought that they were doing fictitious stuff, but I could just be remembering from a million years ago.
Yeah, I think you got that.
Okay,
from somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, the thing that Horizon or Forza kind of can hold over Gran Turismo is that they have been pretty strong about getting recent cars, or I guess by being slightly more recent games, they end up having more recent cars.
Because they had some kind of crazy supercar that said on the front of the box, right? Some brand I've never heard of, some kind of space age, like 2 feet off the ground, shiny red car. I don't know if you know what that is.
They show it off the GR-GT, I believe. It's a Nissan. It's a new Nissan sports car, and it looks like a spaceship.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought it was funny. Just a small thing about this. When they talked about that, they mentioned, it's Toyota who does that car. And they mentioned like, and we're bringing the power of Gazoo racing. And like, it's a very hot, fresh news that Toyota is like separating from Gazoo.
Oh.
And so they're in this really weird part where all these Gazoo brand partnerships are coming to term and they're now like kind of splitting.
Okay.
But that's a very small thing. Otherwise, I think it looks nice. My kind of problem with a lot of these Microsoft showcases is that they know how to make really nice in-engine footage that is not always representative of gameplay, and then they don't show a lot of actual gameplay.
Yeah, I'd be really interested. When I was watching this, I was really struck by some of the detail in the environments and some of the car stuff, and I was wondering, like, is this running on a PC or is this running on an Xbox? Like, I know that a lot of times with these racing games, you can make it look really good on a console because it doesn't require, making an inanimate object like a car is a lot easier, I feel like, than making a face that people empathize with.
When you're basing it off of real cars, so you have kind of some amount of objectivity to work off of. You're building this environment based off of real parts of Japan.
Yeah.
One thing we kind of didn't get a sense of is like they mentioned that their version of Tokyo is 5 times bigger than any other urban area they've designed for Horizon.
Yeah.
And so is this going to be like the Crew style thing where they kind of like have a little bit of all of the map of Japan? They kind of, the way they were talking made it sound like you get to go around Japan.
Yeah.
But Japan's still a pretty big place.
Right.
It's a lot of big talk and a lot of really good graphics for what will probably be like a pretty good game. Like if as long as they don't fuck it up.
It definitely has more. I feel like, there's a lot of the like the kind of boxier cars that you see in some of the, I see them a lot in Gran Turismo. Yeah, I kind of associate them more with the Japanese racing aesthetic, a really shiny fucking 87 hatchback or something like that. There's a lot of like drifting down mountains in the middle of the night. I think getting
big emphasis on the drifting.
Your initial D's. So I think that it ends up, so all of that together, I think that the iconography, the kanji on the roads, the cherry blossoms and all that stuff, I think it ends up having more of an identity than the last one did, because that was in Hawaii, but I was like...
The last... Horizon?
Wasn't the last Horizon in Hawaii? Or
that was in Mexico.
It was in Mexico. Okay.
The Crew was in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the one in Mexico, I didn't really feel like had a huge amount of its own character. Like it just kind of came off as somewhat generic. I don't know, maybe I don't know what that is, but like it was just I don't know. Like I'm seeing some of these like interchanges and the ways the urban places look. This definitely seems to have its own kind of sense of purpose. So,
and I kind of got the sense on the scope of the game that, like Forza Horizon 4, the big emphasis in the England one was their seasons. And so there's like 4 versions of the map, basically.
Yeah.
Because it was so reactive to the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then they scaled that back a little bit with Mexico. And they like mentioned there is... I don't know. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines culture as people who are in a civilization and cherish things.
Yeah.
Japan has a culture that cares about the seasons. Like, I don't know what that fucking means.
There was don't get me wrong. One of the things that I was starting to get a little irritated by the end of this particular segment was like, okay, guys, I get that you're into Japan, okay? Like, you didn't show off any races. You showed off one kind of like little time trial checkpoint. I can, like, you and your friends can try out this one little thing, and it'll put whoever's the first on the billboard. You could build a house. You could build a garage. You could build some kind of industrial complex out in the middle of the woods. And I'm like, cool. What about the races? Like, races? Like, do you have how many different types of races? Where are they? Like, how do you start them? It was a lot of gloss showing off. They're obviously incredibly proud of their bamboo and their cherry blossoms and their waterfalls and their fucking picturesque, idyllic countryside. I also don't understand what the fucking build a factory complex thing is. Like, I don't know.
Building buildings in Forza?
I don't even know that.
They showed off some footage in here that like was marked Horizon 5.
Yep.
And it confused the hell out of me. Are people making buildings? Is that part of like are people doing that as part of like making custom maps or custom races?
I honestly don't know. Like I noticed that too, because they talked about the whole complex and they talked about decorate your garage, and I'm like, okay, cool. I feel like sometimes these games start to put in customization mechanics, and I'm like, but why? Like, oh, you can build a house in this game, and it's like, well, does the house do anything? And they're like, no. It's like, well, then why the fuck do I care about a house? I'm going to be out shooting dinosaurs, right? Like, I don't care about
it's so that this game really has other things on the roulette wheel,
right,
other than cars,
right. And then they talked about that. They showed like a little snippet of, I guess, changing like the stuff that was on the road, and they said like, oh, for the first time you can customize your map and then upload those customizations and other people can download them. And they showed a guy putting dinosaurs by the side of the road, and I was like, I guess anything to not talk about racing, you guys. Like, anything to not show an actual race happening.
That makes, to me, that says they are not going to try to mess with the golden goose.
Yeah.
Like, they did spend a lot of time talking about ancillary stuff, and we are being sassy about it. But like, if what this signal is all the other stuff that we have, which are, different types of races, unlockable in different ways that you can just kind of bring any car to. Like, we're not changing that, because that would be something dramatic and drastic that we would have to get in front of. So I think this is the one case of like, no news is good news, only because we're talking about a franchise that is a pretty strong formula.
We did see the Horizon line. I noticed in like a little bit at the beginning. I didn't see anybody reversing time, though, which is what I always associate with the Horizon. It's like the one racing game that I like, because I'm like, shit, I didn't make that turn. Let's try that again.
Well, I don't think they let you do that in multiplayer. Or
not multiplayer. Yeah, no, definitely
not. Don't show any of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, all in all, it's like I have less skin in this game than anything else. It seems like the sort of thing where I'm really glad that Horizon is on Game Pass, because I would not like to spend $70 on a game that I'm going to play like 3 times and then put down. It does look nice. I mean, like, I tell you what, whether it was running on a PC or an Xbox, what they showed looked real nice, real shiny cars, nice environments and cities and roads. All the roads in this seem to have a lot of more stuff on them, like riding, and they got the highway races with the big sound barriers. They had one where they showed them going through like a big snow. It was like 20 feet of snow that had been shoveled out to get to the road at the bottom.
Yeah.
So Looks fantastic, and I'm sure that it's going to be fine. They talked about, the music and all this stuff. It seems like they're just loading it up. And then at the end, there was the giant mech feet, and I was like, well, tell me more. Is there a Gundam crossover?
I'm sure it will be like I don't think it would be a Gundam because it didn't look like it was wearing high heels.
Yeah.
That was my...
Oh no, yeah, those are definitely not Gundam feet. They didn't have the little shoelaces, the little Velcro shoelaces on them like they normally do.
My guess is that'll be like they have some like battle royale modes for multiplayer, so I bet there will be some sort of like I'll race the robot.
Okay, I will say right now that if there is an option to turn my custom car, have it transform into a giant robot to do battle royale instead of doing the car battle royale, I would be more interested in that. I would be more interested.
Write that down for the Crew 3. Write that down. Write that down. We don't need boats. We need mechs.
You drive into the battle royale section of your car into a robot, and you're like, all right. But no, we're not to the multiplayer part yet. There's still a multiplayer part left to go. From there, we got to look at what the fuck was the name of this thing again? It was
Beast of Reincarnation.
Yes, Beast of Reincarnation. The Game Freak, the Pokemon people are making a third-person action game where you and
Did you know that these are people who made Pocket Monsters?
I did. They only mentioned
they have a pedigree of making the Pocket Monsters game, and they use all their experience making the Pocket Monsters game for this game.
I didn't get that. No, I totally flew over me. Of course, you know what? They did a lot of studio footage, and I didn't see a single Pikachu this entire fucking time. So,
their experience on the Pocket Monsters franchise gave them the poise to know what was and was not appropriate for this Xbox showcase.
So this is we got a real brief taste of this, but what this is a third-person action game where you play as a lady, and that lady has a dog friend, and the world is full of there's been a tree apocalypse, and there's tree monsters everywhere. There's also a bunch of robots. Your lady gets sent out to kill some kind of alpha tree monster. She got a ponytail that turns into vines, and then she makes a special connection with a monster that she meets in the environment, and then they work together to fight other monsters using various plant-based attacks.
And there are monsters. Now, they don't fit in your pocket, but they do. They are like beast animal hybrids.
Yes. It's weird because I feel like if you showed me this game and you didn't tell me that Game Freak was making it, I would have thought that it was another one of these Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, Black Myth, Wukong, another one of these Unreal Engine 5 Sekiro style Asian themed video games. So because it
definitely feels like an old school character action game.
Yeah.
But now every game has to be like an action RPG game.
Yeah. There were 2 points during this where they showed off the UI, and I managed to pause and take a look at it. And it looks like it's got, it's kind of got the okay, enemies have a health bar, and then they have another bar below that health bar, and when the character was doing something and not getting hit, that other bar was going down, and I was like, okay, I know what that means. That means there's some kind of break system, and it's like a Sekiro. I don't know though. I mean, it seems all right. I actually like these style of games. It seems like I'm complaining, but I try all of these out, and then when I get one that I like, I end up just fucking plowing through it. So,
for sure. I think there's space for a game like this. I think it seems strange because it obviously looks really, really well made, and as we progress forward through time, games will continue to look better and better, and we'll kind of have a higher and higher high watermark of what games look like, which sometimes will lift boats from the other side.
Yeah.
This is all to say, this feels like a really nice B game.
A really nice AA game that you're like, you know what? Yeah. That Game Freak game came out, and I got to tell you, it's actually really good. You should go check it out. It's like Stellar Blade, right? Something where it's hey, that game was actually pretty all right.
Yeah, I mean, I which is not to denigrate it. I just think that's the space that it occupies is an action RPG with Souls-like elements, but probably a lot of the edges shaved off, and in a world that seems interesting but maybe not unique.
Yeah, I do wonder, it seems like they're like they've gone all in on the plant thing, right? So there's plants everywhere. Your powers are plants. Your attacks are plants. The enemies are plants. They're
plant
attacking you with a plant. I mean, the one time they were like, "There's also robots, I guess," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So it's going to be up to them to make sure. What was there, that EA game called like Wild Hearts or something that was a kind of a Monster Hunter game?
Yeah.
It ended up kind of oozing together in its art style. So it's kind of up to them. Like they keep showing various plant animal hybrid monsters, and it's like, great, but just plants 24/7 could get a little old after a while. That said, I did see a lot of systems in the game. Like I saw loadouts for different like range. They even talked about it, like range, stealth. Like if you're going all in on certain types of attacks and stuff. No, wait, that was Fable. But they showed different.
No, it was this one.
Was this one?
Yeah, they were saying you're right. You know, you can do stealth. You can kind of be aggressive and play very forward. Like,
it
sounds like
yeah.
There are a couple of which all feeds into my like this is a very good single A game that probably won't be a new character franchise. But who knows? Maybe it could be if
I also wish that this is another one where I wish they
Star
talked
Wars stuff. I keep forgetting this fucking Star Wars shit in this game.
What are you talking about? Wait, what? Oh, the big hologram guy. Yeah. I do kind of wish that they would have shown off a little bit more of the actual gameplay and talked a little bit less about like what the concept designer was thinking, what his keyword mood board was when he was trying to come up with ideas for this game. Because it does look like there's a lot here, and like having to pause it to look at the UI to try to suss that out. I wish they'd been a little bit more upfront about like how does all this fit together, because it looks like a very systems rich game. So,
and what I would say is like aesthetically it looks nice, but I don't think it is immediately readable looking at all of this footage. They show a couple of moments of like fighting boss type characters that are the size of bosses, and it seems like to me that those characters may as well be the same character, and they may as well be taking place in the same place, because I not having played any amount of time with this game cannot discern what's going on with the plant. I don't see plants. I'm not plant based.
Which is weird, because I feel like Game Freak with Pokemon is known for a lot of like really specific monster design more than anything else. So it's interesting to see the art style kind of ooze into that Unreal Engine 5, like everything is kind of samey, and it doesn't
semi-realistic.
Yeah, and it just doesn't like jump out at you. Like there's nothing here that's like, I mean, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that there's nothing here that's like, oh my god,
it's missing sauce. It needs sauce.
It needs some sauce. We need
some gravy on this.
Well, I tell you what, let's go through one more before we wrap up for part one.
Let's do it.
Surprise, Double Fine has a game. Oh, cool. What kind of game is it? Is it one of those Double Fine single-player games? No, it's an Amnesia Fortnite game, and it is a multiplayer game where you make pottery, and then you fight the pottery versus other people's pottery. Yeah, you make there's a little virtual
it's a multiplayer party game. It's a party battle game.
Yes. So yeah, you have a little virtual wheel. You make your own pot in various sizes. There's a little cartoon guy that is hooked up to it, and then you go 4-on-4, and your pot has to pick up water and throw it in the other team's kiln in order to put out the fire. And you also have to defend your own from the stuff. And you can glaze the pots, and you can put stickers on them, and they all have slightly different move sets. The bigger ones are slower, and the smaller ones are faster, and they turn into various things and smash each other.
The different shit. Like, what's crazy is there are two really well thought out ideas here that don't go together at all. The gameplay of the party thing sounds cool, right? Your character is the like archetype of your character is based on the shape of the pottery that you make, and the amount of clay that you use, and then you could design or customize it in certain ways, which is really fascinating. The idea of making a character however you want, and then the game just figures out what you are and gives you your skills and you go.
Yeah.
Why the fuck that has anything to do with ceramics, I don't know. But then you have the pottery part, which looks like they really made a cool tool to build pottery and design it and add on things like spigots and handles and stuff. And I don't understand why anyone's first thought would be, let's make a 4v4 party battler that looks like a MOBA. Let's make sure it looks like the worst genre of games of all time.
It's also incredibly difficult watching it to understand what is actually going on because the pots are all like cups. It's a bunch of cups kind of shimmying around, and then one of them smashes the other one. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, Amnesia Fortnite, right, is supposed to be small titles that are developed really quickly, and they're not putting a lot of like, you know, a super huge amount of time and effort into it as ways just to kind of iterate. And I've liked some of the previous stuff that they've made there. But I will say that the further we got into this, the less interested I was in this concept of like...
There was no fucking reason this needed to be this long.
Yeah. It went on for a while.
So I appreciate that this whole presentation was under an hour.
Yeah.
But that just meant that these 4 games had way too much time to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the I get it's the developers speaking and it's supposed to be like their philosophy and stuff, but then maybe have them say something real. Have them say something that a human being would say. Like this woman is reading the words that no human wrote. No human wrote those words.
Yeah.
We love pottery so much, and we just thought you and your friends on your couch needed to make the pottery together.
Yeah.
And then fight about it.
And then fight the pottery. Yeah, I agree. Who knows? I mean, maybe it's fun. Like, I thought Splatoon looked stupid the first time I saw it, but maybe in the hand it ends up being fine. But then also, I got to be honest, Keeper from last year was a kind of a miss for me. That was one where you walk around as a lighthouse and you don't really do very much. You just kind of shine the lighthouse on stuff with your bird and then keep moving forward. Everything is what's weird though is that I've never seen a game whose art style I love more and who I'm not interested in playing even a little bit. I love the little squashy, stretchy ghosts that are driving the pottery around. I love their expressions. I'm with you. I think that the actual kiln making part, you could put that, what is that thing where you have like a pattern in water and you can dip a thing in it and it comes out with the pattern on it. So like hydro decals or whatever.
Yeah.
All that looks great. There's special attacks. It's like, my bull turns into a banana split that it throws at other people. And like, that's what turns into a mace. And it's like, great. All that sounds great.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fight other people. Like, I'll be honest with you, Bryce, if this was a single player game where every like level had a different thing and you had to make your own character to go through the level and you could kind of customize them to decide whether you want to try to go at it with like a bigger pot or a smaller pot or whatever. But I also, the multiplayer looks like, I mean, it's just the one thing, right? Like it's just put out the kiln on the other side. Kiln. Yeah. It's kind of defeat or protect your base type of stuff. And so I don't know. Yeah. I'm very mixed because there's like 40% of this that I actually really like, but then you're like, but do you want to play this game? And my answer is no, not really. So
anytime they show the actual footage of the game and it looks like MOBA, like a Dota, like League of Legends, I go, no, no, you have misread my desires as a consumer.
Yeah. But there's like a Greek discotheque where you and your friends can dance as pots on a little thing, right? No,
you can. It doesn't feel inspired. This is corporate gaming. Someone said, make a multiplayer game. I don't know. We got this pottery demo that we just spent 2 months making.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Like, turn it out.
I also feel like this is a little bit of a problem with Double Fine. Like, I feel like Microsoft bought Double Fine and they're a very well-regarded studio. But I feel like every fourth game from Double Fine is well regarded, and the ones that come before that are either completely forgotten about or they were very small and people are like, oh yeah, stacking, that was fun. I would never go back to replay stacking. I would never be like, I need to play stacking again or The Cave or like so.
You know what? Oh man. This whole presentation, I was gonna say, oh man, this reminded me of something I thought about in a future segment we're gonna talk about. But really, everything, all these titles in this direct are really leaning on the legacy and lineage of these franchises or these developers. And these are franchises or developers who have like kind of gone to that well before.
Yeah,
and I certainly don't believe it anymore. And so like with the Double Fine thing, it always feels like, Double Fine, but remember Double Fine.
Yeah.
But then some pottery. We could do pottery battle.
Although I will give them the credit of being like, I never know what the fuck is going to happen when Double Fine's logo comes up. I don't know what I'm going to be looking at. It could really excite me, or it could just be kind of like meh. So yeah, I don't know.
And I also like this is. I'll just leave one last thing open for my own liability, but who knows how much of this is a fucking Microsoft problem?
Yeah,
I'm not exactly gonna sit here and say Microsoft is adding taste. I don't think that the Microsoft corporate structure is adding any amount of taste or polish or frankly good ideas into any of these development processes.
It could very well be that they told them like that they said whatever you could do next has to have some kind of multiplayer component. And then they have all the stuff that they did in their last Amnesia Fortnite, and this was the one that had the multiplayer component.
What is Amnesia Fortnite? You keep saying that.
Amnesia, Tim Schafer explained it at the beginning. Double Fine does this thing where like once or twice a year, everybody in the company gets to pitch a game. And then they do this thing where they take 2 weeks, a fortnight, and they forget about all the other games that they're developing, Amnesia. And then they just develop these prototypes that they're voted on for 2 weeks. And then you come up with things like stacking that have no business existing in the world, but this company is dedicated to giving their developers like the chance to throw out really wacky ideas and then iterate enough on them to basically game jam them and see if there's any potential there for
a sign of like Double Fine's taste to like have a really cool idea and call it the most wrong thing you could call it.
Bryce, I know. I will tell you.
You got me really confused. Like they made a multiplayer Amnesia now. When did that happen?
Nope. They've been saying the words Amnesia Fortnite for 10 years. I've been saying them for 10 years. This is the first time that Tim Schafer ever explained them out loud, and I only now in 2026 understand why it's called that. I just thought it was just things that were made up and sounded kind of cool when you set them together. So
I'm not afraid to ask the questions we're all apparently thinking.
Yes. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we still got to go with we got a Fable to talk about, and then we got a whole bunch of other news. Who knows how much of it we'll be able to get through? I do. Not that much of it. See you back here in just a minute. And we're back. And we have one more game left to go in this Microsoft Developer Direct 2026, and that is Fable. We finally got a chance to take a look at the new Fable game that they're making.
Yeah, they're making a new Fable game.
Yeah. I feel like we've known. Well, I've remember them putting out a trailer for this a little while back, but they've been real radio silent on it, and this is really kind of the first time I feel like they've shown it off in a real way, shape, or form. Bryce, what is your history with the Fable games?
I played the first one. I really liked the first one, and I want to say I played like a little bit of either 2 or 3, and did not really latch on to it.
Okay.
And all of this was like 15 years ago. None of this was even in. If you say Skibbity, you weren't alive during this time. So this is kind of another example of like really trying to lean on some nostalgia that I don't know is still hot.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. It's weird because I know people that like this franchise seem to really like it, but I didn't have an Xbox 360 when this was first coming out, so I didn't play it. I remember my roommate at the time played Fable 2 a lot. I remember she was real she kept asking if she could make her character skinnier because she kept having to eat in the game and it made her real like super buff. And I was like, I messed around with it. I was like, it turns out if you eat celery, it makes your character thinner. And it was like, okay.
But that's the crude. That was like the level of crudeness going on in the game. It was a little crude.
Yeah.
They were a little dirty, a little dingy around the edges. Where this felt very. I mean, I know it's still medieval themed, but it still felt a little prim and proper.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was weird how they went through a lot of the game. I did enjoy all the chicken kicking, all the chicken abuse.
Chicken chaser.
I don't know. It's interesting because you're right in that the first two trailers that they put out were really focused on tone. One of them had that the quest that they briefly talked about with the giant guy that's played by the dude from the IT crowd, I guess.
Yeah.
And the first two were very like character focused, and they were more about making kind of Fable style jokes, whereas this one did have a lot more like kind of mechanics and combat. They showed off, that you got a bunch of different types of builds that you can use. You kind of play the game the way you want to. They spent a lot of time emphasizing that you can fuck with the NPCs, that you can do a lot of various things. Of course, mostly what they seem to show off is that you can buy buildings and like make people mad at you.
It felt a little old school going through some of the features in this because, like, whoa, the citizens all have like daily schedules, and there's like 1,000 of them, and we came up with a name for all of them. Like, maybe I'm jaded because I've played a million games, or because I've played Watch Dogs, all the Watch Dogs. I've played all those Watch Dogs. I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to have 6 voices in the game, and they're going to say, you chicken chaser, I don't like chicken chasers. And then option B, chicken chaser, I love chasing chickens. All right, number 2, you bought a house. Option B, you bought my house. Like, it's gonna, like, I see the bones of this.
Yeah.
Like,
they didn't really get into it in any kind of deep way. They were just like, yeah, you can get married. You can marry a whole bunch of people. Sometimes people will divorce you. You can buy a house. You can buy all the houses. Sometimes people will be mad that you buy houses. And that was kind of it. There wasn't, I don't know. I mean, it seems like the kind of game where those systems could be a little bit more in depth than what they showed. It's just they didn't really focus on it because I feel like they were trying to get through a lot in this. I think the combat looks generic, but okay. I think the environments look really nice. I mean, for a fantasy, it's kind of generic fantasy, but it's like very nice generic fantasy. So I mean, the thing is, I don't really know what the Fable game's meta plot is. Like, if there's some kind of thing about you have to do something to save the kingdom, or
it's about like at least certainly from the first game, right? It's about starting as a child and then growing into herodom, whether you become a good hero or a bad hero with the morality system and the decisions that you make all the time. And I think that's probably as much scaffolding as they want to say that these games are, because otherwise, like, then they'd be locked into. I'm really glad that they didn't spend a lot of time on and we brought back Athena from Fable 3, everyone's favorite bar maiden, who really made an impression on all the gamers back in 2010.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think that what's here looks like it could be promising, but I need more. Like a lot of times when I say this, it's like I need more details. Like, you told me a bunch of stuff. This is exciting to me. I don't know. I've never played a Fable game. This seems like a good way to get into it. It's not, like you said, leaning on any of the other ones. It's kind of a fresh start. Seems like it's got a pretty okay combat system and some decent NPC stuff. But okay, that's great. That's all like... It seems like you're doing video game. It seems like what you've got here is a video game. Now, let's kick it up a notch. Let's go to level 2, where you tell me, what's your game about? What are the interesting things that differentiate you from edgelord The Witcher, right? Like from comedy The Witcher 3. What makes your game different than that, outside of that you can marry a bunch of women and they can get mad at you and you can have babies? Like, what do you do with those babies? Do the babies come along with you? Do they grow up? Do you have a kingdom? Can you get a throne? Can I become an evil guy? Like, what can I do?
I guess because I don't know. Are these technically game announcements? Like, that kind of, if these are like technically debuts of these games, then I get like being very vibes focused and like being very having a lot of chaff in some of these presentations. So I mean it's tough because like Horizon we've known was on the docket for a long time. Fable we've heard a lot about over the years. So I don't like begrudge them for feeling like they are rightfully starting at square one.
Yeah,
but also like I don't know. Don't we expect them to fill the time a little better?
I guess that does make sense when you say that a lot of these games either weren't announced or they were announced and they just had like a cinematic trailer. So this is the first time that you're seeing like actual gameplay of any of these. Like outside of the Double Fine thing, which was a surprise, like Fable, Forza wasn't even announced yet, but Fable, Forza, and the Game Freak game, like they had just kind of had like cinematic trailers. So I guess it is a good thing to lay the groundwork of being like, look, it's a video game, you could play it.
We're making a game.
But I also don't feel like Microsoft, like from the position that Xbox is in at the moment and the things that I've heard about are happening internally, you might have wanted to swing a little harder towards those fences as opposed to playing it real safe here of having people talk about, the say all the things that, I mean, none of this was too much of a surprise to me. I don't feel like there was any information that I got out of this for any of these games where I was like, well, that's, I never considered that before. I mean, I guess outside of the Double Fine game, which I was like, "Wah!" the entire time I was watching it, but in both a good and a bad way.
A good surprise, necessarily.
So, yeah,
and it's a real tough position that Microsoft is in. Obviously, this is focusing on these 4 titles from the 3 developers, but it definitely does feel like Xbox. This felt like a Bethesda keynote. Like this kind of felt like what a Bethesda would do on an E3 stage of as a big publisher and developer.
Were you misled by the just infinite shots of people in development studios walking down a hall, like,
oh my god,
or looking at a timeline on a monitor, putting a pen on a Cintiq pad and moving it around, or like a guy in a sound booth turning up a mixing board or turning down a mixing board.
Look, you got to get the B-roll.
That's right.
You just got to get the B-roll.
You could have had a little bit more B-roll of games.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't want to take away from their time to shine.
Yeah.
But I think that, and also these people don't make the fucking video. Like whatever. It's just I don't think that there was necessarily anything like capital B bad in this presentation.
No,
but it does leave me feeling like is like, I guess Microsoft needs to get a handle on being a publisher when they are having trouble being a platform holder.
Right.
Multiple platform holder.
Oh, you know what? That was actually, it's good that you mentioned that, because one of the things we did mention in the Forza part is that it has a release date. It didn't have a release date before.
Right. It's like a May.
May. And then also they said that it's May, but then they also said that they're
PS5
shortly after it's coming to the PS5. But that was it.
Which, I mean, is smart. Like Xbox, it would be very practical for them to continue to certainly speak like a publisher that they have already been a publisher for a very long time.
Oh yeah, actually that was another one, is that Beast of Reincarnation game also has PC, PS5, Steam, like the whole 9 yards. It seems like there's a lot of this stuff that's just kind of, it's going to be everywhere. Like we're not locking anything down anymore. I mean, I know, Xbox has already got Xbox and the PC, but like I think all of these, right, have PS5 on them as well. Fable does.
I think so. I'm not sure about Kiln, but I can't imagine that will, because other double fine stuff is gone. Yeah,
every one of these was every platform, and I mean, like both Xbox on PC and Steam.
No Nintendo.
Oh, no Nintendo. That's true. Sorry, I forget about Nintendo. They do their own thing.
And it kind of seemed like it would have been on here. but I don't know. Maybe they don't get switched to console dev kits anymore.
Maybe Microsoft and Nintendo are having a secret beef that we don't know anything about. So that was that. I mean, I don't know. I do think that some of those games are interesting. The fact that they're all on Game Pass, that's kind of the weird thing about an Xbox conference is they start it by saying all of these are going to be on Game Pass. I buy Game Pass, so I'll give all of them a shot. Actually, wait, I don't think was Horizon. No, Horizon's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, that was that. Now we've got more news. We've got to see how much of this we can get through.
Put your seatbelts on, everyone. There might be some whiplash.
There might be a little bit. We might have to fucking kick it into higher gear. Ubisoft is a big fat dumpster fire full of craziness.
This is the news segment, Jeff. I need news.
Oh, news. Okay.
I need news.
I need something new that I didn't already know. Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, along with 5 other games, 4 unannounced and 1 mobile, have all been canceled. Ubisoft is also delaying 7 games and restructuring their entire fucking company into 5 creative houses. So house number 1 is Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. I bet that's the one that got the Tencent money. The second one is The Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell. The third one is For Honor, The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, and Skull and Bones. The fourth is Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil. And the fifth is Just Dance, Idle, Minor Tycoon, Ketchup, Hungry Shark, and Invincible, Guardian of the Globe, Uno, and Hasbro, which is obviously just the mobile game division. So,
I mean, they have. I think they're trying to genre up these quote unquote creative houses, but it feels like trying to make something out of nothing.
Well, it also part of this performance or this announcement was that each one of these is going to have their own management structure, I guess. These are going to be separate sub entities within Ubisoft, as near as I can tell. That each one of these will then report to Ubisoft, but then underneath, right? The first one is Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. That's 3 different divisions,
franchises,
right? So those can't be all made by the exact same team. So you're going to have a house with teams that reports to management, and there's 5 of those, each with 5 sub houses, sub rooms,
more middle managers.
Yeah.
It's so insane because Ubisoft didn't get here for nothing.
Nope.
They have a history of making a lot of games rather economically. It's such a shame to see them take a turn like this because they are acting like they are too big to be managed, and yet are in such distress that they need to reshift their whole manager. This is kind of unprecedented. This sub publisher imprint in games. Usually it's you think there are only actually 3 or 4 real record companies that are actually different,
right?
But they all have a million brands under them because projects only get done by a handful of people, so add middle managers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is happening here in gaming, and in a really explicit and seemingly unhelpful manner. I read this and thought, I don't understand why you're doing this. There needs to be I don't know what lessons you're going to pull from each of these games that you need to silo out and not share amongst each other.
So I have a couple of different radical theories that are based on nothing but my vibes on this. One is the fact that Ubisoft as a company does not want to let creative control of things go, but they got this huge influx of capital from Tencent. And as I understand it, they were going to spin franchises, the most popular franchises, off into a separate thing. And I think that's clear.
Good Games Inc. and everyone else,
right?
go.
Is that's what this is? Is that Tencent money is going to House 1 and House 2, and that means that Tencent then gets to meddle with those. So they're going to have a stake in those particular houses as opposed to the rest of them. And this was a way of not basically ripping franchises out of your company and handing them to a new like arm of Ubisoft is that you're shuffling everything up. But what it really comes down to is that 2 of these houses are getting the fucking foreign investment money, and 3 of them are not, and are like rife for, you know, cancellation. I mean, one of these has For Honor in it, which, as I understand, is still making some amount of money. For Honor, Brawlhalla, The Crew, Riders Republic. These are all like live service games that are probably getting a trickle of money, where they've got real skeleton crews that are just keeping stuff together. Anno, Might, Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, Beyond Good and Evil. Those are all games that have a core dedicated fan base where you might not be getting huge amounts of money, but you're getting consistent money. And then the mobile shit's probably the same way. So I can see them dividing this up in a way so that each one of these houses is basically going to be able to operate on its own, and they're going to be a little bit more separated. But I also think that what you were just saying is completely true, that Ubisoft found a formula that they felt worked for them, which was the open world third-person action game. You know, people, there's a joke about how all Ubisoft games are the same game, right? Ghost Recon is Assassin's Creed, is The Division, is, you know, whatever, Far Cry. I don't
checklist map games.
I don't think they've moved past that. Like, I think that that's the main problem, is that people are tired of playing the exact same game with a different skin on it. And that Ubisoft also has been chasing these trends. Like, does anybody remember the fact that they put out that Rainbow Six game that was Left 4 Dead? Rainbow Six Contagion. It was supposed to be called Rainbow Six Pandemic, but then we had the pandemic and they changed it, and there was like an alien virus, and you played as a bunch of Rainbow Six guys that were trying to like extract people from these hostile mutants. There was another game that was X Defiant last year, where they tried to make Overwatch with their properties. They've been chasing a lot of these live service trends, and it just doesn't seem like they have enough. What was it? Was I wrong?
It looked like that was like a timed thing in Siege.
That thing had a separate SKU, man. I know that I downloaded a separate thing.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But I don't.
Continue. Sorry. Never mind.
But I think that they've gotten so caught up. I know from some of the lawsuit stuff that there were people in Ubisoft who would go to teams, look at what they were working on, and go, no. You've got to make it open world. You've got to make it so that the players can kind of go wherever they want to, and they have this emergent gameplay. And then there were a bunch of teams that got shoved into those boxes, and now they're in a weird spiral where, like, they keep treating people like garbage and then losing talent. So what you've got left is the people who feel like they're trapped and they can't leave and are willing to put up with this crap, when what you need to do is you need to raise the you need to cut in a way that you can raise the pay of the people that are left there and get people excited about working there. Because I don't think anybody's really excited about making another fucking Far Cry at this point.
I think you do have a really strong point when we were talking earlier about the 10-cent money and the investment money.
Yeah.
I think on that side, this structure kind of makes sense, where someone can come in and say, I want to invest on this section of the business that may be a discrete business that can, I don't know. If I can, I don't know. I'm not the contractor.
Yeah.
But on that sense, I can see it, because everywhere else that you cut it, it doesn't work. Like Ubisoft, any type of conglomerate that is in publishing, whether it's music or books or podcasts or whatever, if you're like a network, you have like a tent pole philosophy. You have the big games, and the big games outperform, and those support all the other games that underperform. And at the end of the day, you have your circus, and everyone can say, look at the amazing circus that you made.
Yep.
And that's still not enough for some companies, and some of them like don't understand that is certainly a classical structure for this. Whether you do really tight, money controlling, like those A24 movies, or you're like EA, where you just kind of have unlimited money that washes around and everyone is good enough that it is mostly fine, except for all the layoffs that everyone does all the time.
Yeah.
But that's when you silo it, you're just going to put a spotlight on. There's no way in the world that any creative house other than the one that covers quote, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six as Ubisoft's largest and established franchises. That one of these 5 is going to be like 90% of the revenue for this conglomerate now.
Yeah.
What is that going to mean for the other 4? It's going to mean more cuts. It's going to mean that this budget house is a budget house. Very sorry to, the Just Dance folks, but you are now on the level of Hangry Shark.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
It's
totally
a caste
legit.
system. They've created a caste system for video games.
I also feel like there's a problem. There is another problem that I feel like Ubisoft has, which is that a lot of the things that are wrong with Ubisoft come from upper management, but Ubisoft is a family-owned company, and the Guillemot family cannot be extricated from Ubisoft. Like, Yves Guillemot's son is going to be in charge of house number 1 of the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, biggest franchise. In fact, one of the stories that I have is about this Mark Alexis Cote, who was in charge of Assassin's Creed since 2018, and when Shadows came out, they basically shoved him out of the business, and they said, "You've been in charge of Assassin's Creed for this long. We're going to reassign you. You can go somewhere else and work on something else because." Yves Guillemot's fucking son is going to come in and run this, and he was like, well, I don't want that. And they were like, here's your severance package, and announced online that they were parting ways with him. He's suing them now for basically shoving him out. And I don't know. It's such a mess. It used to be I was very excited when Ubisoft stuff comes out. Now it's such a mess. And a lot of it is a mess where I kept trying to give them chances and they kept punching me in the dick, right? Like Far Cry. I like Far Cry. I played Far Cry 6. The game was bland as shit. I like Assassin's Creed. I tried playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. That game was bland as shit. The Division has always been bland as shit. Ghost Recon has been bland as shit for the last 2 games. They're like, oh, you have Splinter Cell. What? There was a Netflix thing last year. I loved that. Is there a new Splinter Cell game? Well, there's been rumors of a remake for 5 years, but there's nothing outside of Sam Fisher's goggles and Rainbow Six to deal with. What about a single-player Rainbow Six game? I love Vegas and Vegas 2. They haven't had one of those for years. I played the shit out of Prince of Persia, the Rogue Prince of Persia. There have been games that they put out there, but that they're just, I don't know. They just seem like they're so focused on this stuff. Also, there's a story in here.
It's hard to get lost, but that's how we started this story, is that along with this, 5 games are now canceled, including the game that everyone thought was going to be surprise released today.
Yep.
Everyone thought, oh, this new Prince of Persia thing is going to surprise drop today. And instead, the story is Ubisoft looked at it and said, no, you cannot save this. Goodbye.
Yeah, which I still don't understand. I feel like if you gave me the budget you've spent on this, I could have had this shit done 2 years ago, from scratch. It wouldn't have been a full reimagining, but just remaking Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. What the fuck? The stages, the mechanics, the voice acting is all right there. Just if you can't remake it, just remaster it and put it out, and people will probably play it. People will probably play it and enjoy it. But
yeah, I mean, it speaks to the bad management.
Yeah.
We are in a time where so much consolidation has occurred and created huge management structures that have not proven to be effective or productive contributions to these organizations.
Yep.
Ubisoft canceling these 5 games is not a good reason to now say we need another layer of middle management here. You needed more meddling? The answer to this was more meddling?
Yeah.
That seems insane to me, because that means either you are not letting these people do their jobs, or you're doing a bad job of putting these teams together.
Yep. I mean, at a certain point, it's got to come down to management, right? You know, there's just no way around that. But their stock price did fall today. It did fall to the lowest it's been since in quite a while. Apparently, the height was 2018, where it was $95 a share, and today it's $450. So,
I did see 95% loss after their peak from a couple of years ago.
Yeah. They're also requiring everybody go back into the office, which is just a stealth way of firing people, because that was also part of that guy's lawsuit, was that they were moving development of Assassin's Creed specifically to like France, and the guy was in the United States, so he
They wanted
him
to go to France to head one of these creative houses.
Yeah,
which he said is that's not a job.
Yeah. So that also happened, and then also they talked about how they were going to go all in on games as service and AI integration into their development. So cool, all the buzzwords that have yet to show any results. Remember, this is the company that went all in on NFTs a little while back. So
sure, I mean, fuck Ubisoft. It's the motto for 20 years now. Fuck Ubisoft.
Yep. Let's see. I'm going to start cutting, so let's move on to Anthem, or Marathon, not Anthem, Marathon. I do have an Anthem story in here. Marathon now has a release date, March 5th of 2026, and they had a little pre-order thing where people could pre-order it and get some skins for Destiny 2. They did have a very brief moment where whenever people pre-ordered Marathon, it just started installing Destiny 2 on their computer. And I don't know if you know this, Bryce, but Destiny 2 is 173 megabytes. So, or gigabytes, 173 gigabytes. So, like, they fixed that, but I thought it was funny. And it's worth pointing out that it does now have a full-on release date. Whether that's going to be a thing or not,
I've never seen the words pre-order trailer before. Mm-hmm. I've never seen that. I mean, I know they needed to make something up because they had to redesign this whole game.
Yep.
But like using the advanced pre-order trailer.
Yeah.
And then can we just like IMO? I don't love the redesign.
Oh,
I don't love it.
The fact that it's less like colorful, that the colors have been muted down a little bit.
It's very square. It's very like squeezed sans serif font. It looks kind of Watch Dogs-y.
A little bit. I mean, their original style was a little bit based on that, but
I couldn't stop seeing it as like, okay, they went back to like draft level like textures, like placeholder textures, and they thought, people will like this. Slap some text on that. People will be fine with this.
All I know is that it's going to cost $40, and if this is a single player game, I would totally play it. If it's a single player game, I'd be excited to give it a try, but it's not. Yeah. So, yep.
But I don't know what it is. No, never mind. We don't need it.
It's an extraction shooter. It's Arc Raiders.
No, we don't need
it. Yeah. Speaking of Arc Raiders, Arc Raiders is also doling out huge perma bans for stream snipers, which I thought was interesting. Apparently, they really care about the kind of online influencer, high performance streamers out there, and they are specifically perma banning people that get caught stream sniping, which I don't know that I've seen that happen before. Because I don't know, stream sniping is I don't know. I don't live stream, so I'm not sure how much of a thing that is. But
when there were other cheats that people were getting into with like the console access on PC,
they also locked that down.
So like it's a multiplayer game. I've had someone I know who was like really into it for a while. Like he was, I don't know, killed by someone in a raid, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back of him not wanting to play it anymore. So I'm not surprised that the development team would be looking at something like cheating, which would feel especially unjust, as something that could really bounce people off of this live service game.
Agreed. Let's see, there was an interview with the Hightail founder, which
it's the Minecraft looking thing, right?
I actually downloaded this. It's not on Steam. It's got its own launcher, but it was interesting because he just kind of put out a statement saying how he was so glad that they stuck with it, because apparently when they were working at Riot, they were doing a lot of kind of asset stuff, and so they had to go back and redo kind of the core loop of the game in 2 months to put it out. But as it is now, the game is funded for 2 years. And yeah, I'm hoping at some point to get somebody to play it with me online so I can do videos on it, because I don't really want to play Minecraft or this combat Minecraft by myself. But it's a very cool game, and for people who haven't seen it online, it's $20 on their own site and their own launcher, and it's in a pretty decent state right now. So
I was not like aware of this, and then it kind of appeared serendipitously everywhere.
Yeah.
But I did not really know existed. It seems like a fancy Minecraft.
It's more combat focused Minecraft, but yeah, it's got a little bit more
and stuff. RPG.
It's also got hella mod tool support, like really in-depth mod tool support. I mean, I know that Minecraft already has a lot of modding, but I think it's like designed kind of from the ground up for like really easy mod support, and there's like a ton of them out there already. So yeah, it's an interesting story, the way that they made it, and then it got bought, and then it got canned, and then they bought it back and put it out. So
yeah, that's we don't see this end of the story very often.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where we want to go from here. We got about 15 minutes left. Let me think here. Let's jump over here, and then we could do some more of these if we have to go backwards. In another like nice kind of bump, apparently after the announcement of the Divinity whatever it is, sequel at the Game Awards, both Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity Original Sin 2 have apparently got a huge influx of players and have sold a ton online over the last few weeks. Which I thought everybody already owned Baldur's Gate 3. Doesn't everybody already haven't? It's been several years. Hasn't everybody already purchased a copy of Baldur's Gate 3? No.
Well, I mean, I do have a copy of it, but I would not say everybody because I mean, here's the thing. These games are intimidating. Mm-hmm. I have not been able to spend very long stretches of time with Baldur's Gate or Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah.
Just, it's really overwhelming controlling not just your character, but then all of the playable ally characters, dealing with inventory management and, you know, this person has this skill, but then if you talk with this person and this person, like I'm not in that headspace to like DM my own D&D game.
Yeah. The really, really super crunchy RPG stuff. More of like a JRPG where you don't have to manage 600 slots worth of inventory at a camp for 20
if there
minutes.
Was no RPG? What if it was just cars?
What if you just drove a car?
What if you just drove a car around Japan?
Wow, that sounds like the best RPG I've ever heard.
Don't worry, no RPG elements.
No stats, no inventory, just car.
Yeah, I mean. This is like kind of a weird news story, especially after like all of the stink. This is really like stink erasure of the whole Divinity announcement, right? Like we're really wiping over some of that stank that the guy made from his AI stuff.
Oh yeah, yep, pretty much. I don't know. It's interesting. I still don't have the pitchforks out for them if they're using it internally on their own systems with their own assets. Like, and they're not firing anybody. I don't know. I'm not saying,
but like, I'm not saying it was valid. I'm just saying, that was the story of Divinity.
Yep.
And now the story is it was on the Game Awards. And, people bought more.
Yep. Let's see.
By the way, did that turn into pre-orders for Divinity, Mr. CEO?
I don't know. I don't even know if Divinity can get pre-orders yet. I don't know if they're even accepting pre-orders yet. But
interesting.
Let's see.
I don't know why I'm doing that to you. You do
this. Speaking of AI, we got a statement from Kioxia, which is a memory manufacturer in Japan, that says that their entire 2026 run of memory is completely sold out at this point. So that's cool. Apparently, both them and another manufacturing unit in Japan are trying to spool up new what do they call them, where you make the stuff, like new
like fabricators,
or like a new line to manufacture more, but just showing that this is probably not going to end until at least next year, depending on how all this shit goes. But I don't know. I'm living in fear about the day that this starts hitting all of the consumer electronics, because there has to be a point where all the memory for all the stuff that gets made costs more, and that gets basically passed along to us. So,
I mean, if it's any silver lining, if this is the bubble that it seems to be, we will see a contraction in prices. I think we talk about like the data center stuff. It is like not great that a ton of data centers are just being built in like bad places.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty interesting for the world if data center compute and availability was even cheaperly available even cheaper.
Yeah.
But that is that's good vibes. The report, good vibes are on the horizon. Like that's not something you can hang your hat on.
Absolutely. Let's see. Speaking of the RAM price, this is just an independent. I mean, this is the speculation thing, right? This is. Oh no, wait. This is a different story. Sorry. Okay. For a minute, GameStop had an infinite money glitch at their store. Infinite store credit, I should say, because it wasn't actually infinite money. So apparently you could purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 at GameStop for $414.99. And apparently there was a thing going on where if you brought any game in and then traded the Switch 2 in, you would get $472.50. So this was put out by a YouTuber. It was fixed very quickly, but for a minute there, it was like I was just trying to think. You probably couldn't do it at the same. Like you probably could just like buy it and then like whip out a game like a $5, buy it with a $5 game, and then just hand it right back to them and say, "Give me store credit," right. And then I want to use my store credit to buy another Switch 2 with a $5 game, and I'm going to hand this back to you, and I want to get store credit for it. Like,
and also like once you take your time into account, you definitely lose. Like when you sell a console, like don't they have to check it or write down? If you have to spend more than 5 minutes selling this console, you're the loser here.
You have to decline a Game Informer subscription every 10 minutes to get this money, and that's
so the law says I have to ask you if you want a credit card 3 times before I can continue with.
Do you want a strategy guide? Do you want to pre-order anything? Yeah, but I thought that was a fun story. GameStop is GameStop is.
I love these stories of
garbage.
I love the stores when you can use online shopping to. I tried to get a PlayStation for like super cheap one time years ago at Toys R Us because they had one of those online issues where the price was all wrong. But the trick with those and the trick with this is news you can use.
Yeah,
is you have to do like in-store pickup and you have to do it right away. Like they will fix these things like within hours. So if you find a hack, you got to get in-store pickup and you got to go.
I like the idea because nobody actually really did this, but I like the idea of trying to film yourself. Like you and me are going to go to GameStop, Bryce, and I'm going to see how many times I can make the person behind the counter accept this Switch 2 as a trade-in and then sell the exact same Switch 2 back to me and then accept it as a trade-in and then sell it back to me. And I'm going to have $1,000 of, and it should be noted, store credit. It was not money. It was all GameStop store credit. So
I like to imagine that the GameStop CEO killed this policy because he realized he could do it. So they're going to rewrite the policies that only he can do it.
Yeah, that guy's a piece
and
of
that's
shit.
How they're going to save the company.
That's how he's going to get the profits up so he can get his big bonus after they closed all the stuff.
We received more than 30 million Nintendo Switch 2s with this integration.
God, fuck that guy. Okay, speaking of Switch 2s, this is the story I was talking about before. There's an independent this is called Nico Partners. They're like a technology. This is like back when we used to do the who was the guy that would always do the predictions of tech stuff? Michael Pachter. This is a Michael Pachter story that basically says
that guy's still around, by the way.
Yeah, that they've got their trends to watch in 2026, and one of them is that the Nintendo Switch 2 will probably end up getting a price hike because because of the memory costs that have to go into it, or I guess they have kind of a secondary prediction that it's like it could just be that they're selling the $4.99 version with the pack-in game, and that's the only version you could buy instead of actually just raising the price of the base SKU. But
oh my gosh, what if I can totally see a world where they like maybe like it's an online focus thing, but they sell you a Nintendo Switch 2 with a game shop, the eShop ticket, the ticket stuff that they've been doing for the past few years.
Yep.
Where you get a ticket for like basically a full price big Nintendo game.
Yep.
But you just when you buy the console, you get the ticket.
You get one ticket. Yeah, we don't have to put a game in that box at all. We just put in a second piece of paper and slightly different box art. Booyah, $4.99.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't used my Switch 2 for jack shit. They haven't announced anything for this year outside of that Fire Emblem game that's super interesting to me. I guess there's that Pokemon game where you play as the weird Ditto that thinks it's a person, but like
what?
It's a Pokemon game where you play anyway. I'll tell you later. All right, we got a few more minutes here, and I've got a few kind of Hollywoodish stories, which are interesting. So it turns out that live action Zelda movie signed a deal so that when it finally comes to streaming, it'll be exclusive to Netflix, which I think is a little bizarre.
When it streams after it's in theaters.
After it's in theaters, yeah. Which apparently is part of this. I don't know. I was reading through this, and like apparently Sony Pictures has some kind of thing where they've been making this deal where their stuff specifically can only be streamed on Netflix.
That's how K-pop Demon Hunters ended up at Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So it was under Sony. They didn't really want to do anything with it, but they had it as part of this Netflix deal.
Okay. Did you watch the He-Man trailer?
No.
There's a
live
trailer.
action He-Man?
Yeah, there's a new live action He-Man, and there's a trailer out for it. And Bryce, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it turns out that the main character is in our world, and then he has to figure out that he's actually from another world that he has to go to. He's like a fish out of water in another world, and he's got to go from our world. He's had visions of the He-Man sword, and then he's going to show up in the place, and then all your favorite toys are there, and they're going to teach him. And I swear to fucking God, if that Zelda movie starts in our world and Link has got to go to Hyrule, I'm gonna have a fucking fit because the Minecraft movie did that. The Super Mario Brothers movie did that. He-Man is doing that. I'm sick of them. Like, the chosen one, but he had to be taken to the human world when he was a baby, and now he's got to learn how to come back to the fucking world. And here's Skeletor.
Am I at Joshua Tree right now?
Right.
What's going on?
Like, just set it in the fucking Masters of the Universe, you assholes. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking weird time for media.
It is.
We're in the corporate media age.
We really are. And I don't know if it's working at all, but
man.
Yeah.
His pronouns are he/man.
Well, speaking of
man. Oh man. Don't say that one too loud. Don't say that one too loud.
Speaking of she/hers, we got the first look at Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I don't know why they do this. Every time they show another person being Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, I'm like, yeah, they're wearing short shorts and a teal tank top, and they have a braid. That's Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I don't know what you want me to say about that. That's another lady dressed up like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Does she look better than the last time that somebody dressed up as Lara Croft, Tomb Raider? They even do this when they make a game. They're like, the model for the next game, here she is dressed up as Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. And I'm like, okay, but like, what's the movie about? Like,
I mean, what's the movie about? She raids a tomb. Come on.
It's written by the Fleabag lady. I want to know if she's just, drinking and having weird hookups, like in a tomb. She could be raiding a whole different kind of tomb. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is what they got. They finally got her to put the clothes on. Someone snapped a photo. I think it's kind of I know that like those red sunglasses are slightly iconic for this era of Lara Croft, but I think it kind of hides her face in what otherwise looks like an accurate Lara Croft cosplay.
Yep.
Like I'm not interested in talking about Sophie Turner's body at all. Like, I've got nothing to do with that.
Me neither. I guess I keep wondering whether Tomb Raider. I feel like the entire video game industry has been trying to make Tomb Raider a bigger thing than it is for about 25 years. That they're like, we got movies, and here's another reboot game, and we're rebooting it. And there's another one. There's a sequel coming out, and I'm like, does anybody really care that much about Tomb Raider? There's like 50 Tomb Raider games, and I don't know anybody that it's like their favorite franchise. They put out the old ones remastered last year and the year before, like, oof.
And I mean, they had that series that was like kind of Xbox focused, but was on everywhere.
Yeah,
like I mean, it's kind of what we were talking about with the Xbox stuff. Like, Tomb Raider is a franchise. Someone owns the rights. Make a game, like, or make a movie.
Okay,
like, whatever. Do another take at Tomb Raider. I like the Angelina Jolie one. Maybe you'll make one that looks good as that.
Fair enough. And then last but not least, is that the way that I had this? Is that the way that I had this? Yes, I did. Okay. The next collaboration for Fortnite looks like it might be The Office. The Office. Fortnite tweeted "Build Beats Battle Royale," which is a reference to that one skit where Jim dresses up as Dwight.
There. Beats Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Or no, not Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Fuck, they got me to get. They got it wrong. Fuck.
Which. Sure. I mean,
Whatever.
Sure. Like at this point, all bets are off. Like, I only hope that they put the place, the building from the show,
The actual Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah. Because I've seen enough floor plans that people have made for that building that it's like, okay, fine. I mean, just put the building in downtown Fortnite. Let me at it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they put the South Park kids in it.
Yep.
They got the Family Guy people in it.
Yep.
Whatever.
The Simpsons
They put the
takeover.
Simpsons in it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the Star Wars and the Marvels. I mean, every fucking thing is in there. So
Yeah.
with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we have yet more trailers to look at. It's weird trailers this week, Bryce. I just got to warn you ahead of time. It's a very strange group of trailers, so stick around.
Life is strange.
Yes. Oh, foreshadowing. And we're back. Back for more trailers.
Back for more.
Yep. We got a lot to react to here, and we got a lot of strange stuff because we're still getting into the groove of 2026.
Surely we're going to talk about a video game next.
Yes, it's a video game called Fortnite that stars the movie star Jason Statham. Did you know that there's a Jason Statham movie called Shelter? Have you ever heard of this before?
No.
Have you ever heard of this Jason Statham movie before? It's coming out January 30th in theaters nationwide.
Next week?
Next week.
It doesn't sound good.
He's a merciless killer, and then he meets a little girl, and then she melts his heart, and then the bad guys are coming, and he's got to protect her, and you can play that in Fortnite. There's a Jason Statham in Fortnite, and there's a roguelike mode where you can defend that little girl against a bunch of guys, and you can play as Peely the Banana and completely fuck up the entire vibe while you're shooting the terrorists to pieces in this gritty half Hitman, half fucking I don't know.
It sounds like a wave. It sounds like a wave defense game.
I think that's what it is. I'm not going to play it, but
Even though you could play it infinitely,
you can play it infinitely.
you could use the cash system.
That's right. You get permanent upgrades. There's a part of this trailer. Okay, Bryce, there's a part of this trailer, and I saw this when I first saw it. I didn't understand it. You got Jason Statham, you got the rainy lighthouse, and there's a part where one of these like mercenary dudes just like roars to the sky like he's in fucking He-Man, and I'm like, wait, what? You know what? I should look.
That's how you know he's like one of the real ones. That's how you know he's like the strong enemy. Because in Fortnite, they're not allowed to because this is also is not Epic Games making this. This is in the Fortnite creator. You have to input a friend code to download or to play it.
Yep. You go to that island. Well, once they made that, they made a piece of the Kill Bill franchise in Fortnite for some reason, and it's all Kill Bill except also Peely the Banana, and a bunch of the Fortnite guys are in there, and they're all drinking the slurp juice from Fortnite, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, if you told me that this was a sequel to The Beekeeper, I wouldn't be able to tell you that it wasn't, because all Jason Statham movies have started to blend together into that's what we should do. We should write the one Jason Statham movie where he's like a secret gangster assassin with a heart of gold, and he's funny, and he's trying to save a baby, and he's also getting revenge because his other baby died, and there's an airplane. He's got to fight the Vinnie Jones, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah. And he's bleeding from, we're not sure where, but he is bleeding.
Yeah, he's working for the CIA and MI6 and Hong Kong intelligence all at the same time.
And then 15 minutes in, the multiverse opens up and another Jason Statham comes in.
No, that's a better idea. That's a better idea. It's complete lunacy. It's all of Jason Statham's in one movie. We take every character Jason Statham's ever played and put them in the same movie.
Jason Statham meets the Clumps, baby. Yes.
Yep. It'll be like The One starring Jet Li, except Jason Statham's. So, Woo!
The Juan.
The Juan.
And we're doing it in Spanish, and so he's Juan Statham.
Oh, I thought you meant like James Wan will direct it. The creator of the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift will direct this movie, and it's called The Juan.
That's how dedicated we are to Jet Li's The One.
That's right. If you'd like something slightly less silly to do in Fortnite, there is a new weird crossover, and this is a mouthful. Okay, so the Fall Guys, the beans from the Fall Guys, have a new mode in Fortnite where you play 3v3 Rocket League style basketball. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So
wait, these are the Fall Guys, but this is in Fortnite.
This is in Fortnite, but you are playing as the Fall Guys, and you are kind of doing Rocket League with like 3v3. Put the ball in the giant. It's like basketball, but there's a bunch of like weird modes and upgrades and stuff, and it's so colorful that it's burning my retinas out.
Also, this is only going to be available till February 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get this. I just don't understand the
And then they're all played by Jason Statham. All the Fall Guys are Jason Statham. No,
now I get it.
See, that's all you needed to say. Yeah, I don't know.
Big Bean. Sorry, Big Bean was on the screen. We had to address Big Bean.
I guess, does Fortnite even have like a 3v3 Rocket League? I know they've got the cars from Rocket League. They own Rocket League.
Yeah. I mean, if this is like official Fortnite, they can bend the rules, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. It looks fine. If you're going to do a Fall Guys sports Lucio Ball.
It speaks so much that they couldn't make this work in the Fall Guys engine, like in that sloppy falling over yourself game.
Yeah,
we had to make it in Fortnite because you wanted to play, right? You actually wanted to play. We were doing Fortnite.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, we got the launch trailer for 2XKO. Did some videos
on PS5.
Yeah, well, no, this is on all consoles and PC. This is their official Season 1 launch, launched on everything simultaneously. So this is the Riot Games free-to-play fighting game.
Fighter.
Yeah. Michael and I played it for some dojos, and it actually seemed pretty cool. It's weird. It's got auto combos, so you just keep hammering one button and you'll do a full 5-hit combo. It also has auto special moves, so L2 and R2 are just hit a button and a special move comes right out. Riot characters are good. It's got a little bit of, it's a little greedy in the amount that it wants you to pay, because like half the roster is locked, and you can unlock them with currency you can earn by playing the game or with real world money, and each character that you unlock is like $10 a piece. So if you really did want to unlock all of them, it would be a little pricey, but
what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's free to play, but then like just let people buy the game.
And then of course
I pay $70 for Tekken,
sure,
and I get all of the guys.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they give you one unlock for free, and then obviously, like, everybody from that Arcane show is locked. So Jinx, Vi, that lady with the gun, they're all locked behind the thing. So, but it actually played pretty well. We went online and we won a lot, but I don't know if we were just playing like babies on day one or something, or bots or something. But it's very colorful, and I love the art style and the way that it kind of it looks like an Arc System Works game, like a Guilty Gear or I forget what the other one's called, but
Blaze Blue.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah,
it looks nice.
Yep. They also do a lot of different skins to buy, but then also the downside is you've got to buy the stages as well as
what?
You also only get half the stages, and you've got to unlock those stages.
Well, and also it's a game where you have two characters, so it's not just one character that you main. Now you can main two people, or have different builds and different loadouts for all of your friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fuck, man.
So, yep.
And of course, it's the League of Legends people. Sorry.
I mean, the thing is, I've been watching them develop this for a while, so it's nice to see that it actually came out like relatively well. There is some technical issues on the consoles, but I'm sure they'll fix that pretty quickly. There's a lot of vertical screen tearing, probably just to keep the frame rate as high as possible. So, but. Let's see. Speaking of fighting games, we got a big gameplay trailer for Alex, Street Fighter 3 big beefy boy Alex is getting added to Street Fighter 6. This is one of those trailers where they just show a lot of like, playing Street Fighter 6 and doing stuff. I've never been entirely clear on Alex's role in Street Fighter. He seems like kind of a mid grappler of some sort, but I don't really know for sure. He's a lot less flashy than a lot of the other DLC characters that they were adding, a Sagat and a Akuma and Mai from Fatal Fury and stuff like that. So he's a little bit more, I think, a little bit more down to earth than a lot of the characters they've been adding. But yeah,
it's cool. I mean, it's interesting when any fighting game brings back a character as a new character.
Yeah,
because we have to kind of go through this rigmarole of like, it's the new guy,
right?
It's the old guy, but he's new.
It's the old new guy.
It's the new old guy.
It's the new old guy.
Do you hear what the Alex is cooking?
Yeah.
He's beefy. Sorry, he's a triangle. Sorry.
Yeah, so we've had Sagat, Sea Viper, and then him, and then I don't know who this lady is, but as DLC characters in the game. I'm actually really surprised at how much the Street Fighter 6 has kind of just kept adding people, and it seems like I'm not seeing huge complaints about it being crappy or people being unsatisfied with the characters they've added. So
yeah, I like that genre games are kind of becoming platformy, right? Like Street Fighter just sticks around for a long time and does characters. A lot of these fighting games do.
Yeah.
Car games kind of get like this. So, it's cool to see that this like system works. This format of a live service game working.
Right. Let's see from there. This is no real connection to fighting games, but I love Sea of Stars so much, and they're putting it out on phones. And if you haven't played Sea of Stars, I don't know this one. I think you need to be aware that like the combat system in Sea of Stars, which is like an old school 16-bit RPG style game, does have like a kind of a rhythm component when you do certain moves where you have to kind of tap along to the beat in order to keep the kind of super move going, and it gets faster and faster and faster. So, but outside of that, it's not a game that requires a lot of like huge input. And I really do think it's a really, really great game from 2022 or 2020. 4 or 3?
No. It's got to be 22 or 21.
Was it 22? I don't remember.
Place your bets in the comments now while Jeff looks this up.
Let's see.
It has been out for a minute.
23.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But yeah,
the love letter to Chrono Trigger. Sea of Stars.
Absolutely. Also, The Messenger. Their first game, The Messenger, was great.
Oh, they're the Messenger people.
They're the Messenger people. So, yeah.
Messenger was cute. Yeah. Very inspired. Like, between these two games, inspiration.
They're trying some stuff out. They're doing some stuff.
Hell yeah.
So, let's see. This is a trio of trailers.
What was this, Jeff?
Okay.
I saw these on the list here.
I know. Well, last week they put out on consoles, I think on the next gen consoles, PS5. Oh, actually it's PS5 and PS4, and probably the Xbox Series X, patches for Far Cry 3, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and Far Cry Primal to basically up the frame rate to 60 frames per second. There's not any sharper textures. There's not anything different. It's just if you got the game, it'll now run on the consoles natively at 60 FPS, which is not the biggest thing in the world. But to be honest, all the crap we were talking about Ubisoft, I like all three of these games. Like I liked Far Cry 3, I liked Primal, I liked Blood Dragon quite a bit. So if you need an excuse to go play a good Ubisoft game, and you've bought these, like, you got them in your library, I'm pretty sure that this was already, it was already totally a thing on the PC, obviously. Right. But
these were also like started off PS3 era games? Am I remembering that right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of.
I think. Let's see. Far Cry 3 was a PS3, Xbox 360, and then PS4, Xbox One, and then GeForce.
And you know what? I'm sure someone went in and said, "We're not going to remaster these for like 5 years."
Yeah,
it will be a minute. Just push a. I don't know.
I wish that more games just did this. I know that a lot of like the backwards compatible Xbox Series X games, like the 360 games you can play, will just run at 4K 60 FPS, like without any patches or anything, just using their backwards compatibility software. So I like it whenever I see these updates.
Oh, right, because especially on PlayStation, a lot of that stuff did not like trickle down in the same way it did for backwards compatible games or previous generation games on the
because the backwards compatibility on the for the PS3 was all streaming. So
but even like in the like pro and upgrades and all, like those like Microsoft did some amount of work to make sure that forward stuff worked well, and I feel like on the PlayStation side they didn't do as much.
Yes,
and so this is maybe also kind of covering some of that. I don't know why they did this, actually. Now that I think about this, there's no motive for them to do this at all.
I don't know why. If they were going to do this, I don't know why they didn't do it like 2 years ago. Like what's with Far? Is it the anniversary of Far Cry 3 and I just didn't realize it? So anyway, let's see. I misjudged this particular thing. There's an Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief official developer update. It is only 1 minute long, and they're basically just showing stuff from the Game Awards trailers. So I did, though, want to leave it in because I don't think you and I ever talked about it from the Game Awards. I thought that was a surprising reveal at the Game Awards, a new Ace Combat game coming out. I wasn't sure whether you had any real thoughts about Ace Combat one way or the other.
I mean, it kind of sits in like in the Gran Turismo space for me of like, it's kind of a very niche thing, but it has a high amount of like attractivity, and the people who are really interested get really interested. And then also like my sense as an outsider on the Ace Combat franchise is for the past few years, people waking up to how like batshit the stories in these games are and how they're like modern day JRPG kings and nations and maybe it's becoming more prescient. Maybe so. Wings of Thief also.
I know. I said that when it came out. I was like, come on, I'm going to be thinking Wings of Thieves the entire time. Wings of Thief, singular. For me, it's funny because I had to think about why I'm now excited about this, and I think it's because of Armored Core, of all things, is that this franchise was a little daunting to me because of how technical it was, and then after cutting my teeth on Armored Core 6, I was like, oh, you know what? I could use a little number juicing, technical, driving a machine around kind of stuff with a batshit anime plot. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. So
yeah,
but. Let's see. From there, we got the worldwide release trailer for Arknight's Endfield. I think this is the one where they had the One Direction music video, or
it was some like K-pop or something. It was some like.
I thought it was like a British pop band.
Scroll down. I think the first comment says who it is. I didn't. Starbed.
Starset. That I think this is a different.
Oh, is that?
I think it's a different thing. This is an American rock band from Columbus, Ohio. What the fuck? I was just there.
Maybe you saw them there.
Maybe I saw Starset.
Was this like a free-to-play trash game?
Yeah.
Like one of these free-to-play anime trash games, right?
Yeah, sort of. I'm a little bit interested in this because apparently this one, they're trying to differentiate themselves from the other free-to-play anime trash games by making a like satisfactory style base building component to it that you use to mine the materials you need to purchase your gacha rolls for new things. I was trying to figure out whether I want to play this for the show, but... And I don't know. I downloaded it. I'm going to give it a shot first. I'm going to give it a shot. Then I will make one of you people watch me play it. But I want to make sure that it's not trash before I start playing it.
Here's the lead line. Lead a squad of operators through real-time combat while expanding automated production across the hostile frontier of Talos 2, where tactical decision-making and large-scale development go hand in hand. They made an anime Factorio, Jeff.
Yep. Third-person action game. You got 4 waifus with skirts and swords, and you're going to hit the X button to swap to the other person in your party at a certain point during the combo, and then when you're done, you're going to bring back all the crystals that you get and put them inside of a mine or something. I don't know.
You turn it into green juice.
I played
and
that.
Then you put the green juice in the big biosphere.
We played that Star Rupture game, and it got me kind of interested in this because I ended up playing that Star Rupture game for another 4 hours.
I knew that was gonna happen.
But also, I gotta say, I keep saying it. I'll keep saying it again, man. These games, like, they may be just the fucking latest anime slop game, but they're good at making them look exciting. I don't know. As a fan of anime, I watch these trailers.
Is AI. I'm watching this. I think this is AI. You look at the way the body moves, and the body looks like it's like from a Marvel movie, but then it's got like an anime head on top of it. I don't know. I'm sniffing this out.
Oh boy, is this the new channel? Is this the new Bryce and Jeff project? Is AI inspectors?
The AI sniffer.
We're out there. We're sniffing it out.
We're gonna get the wrong crowd for sure.
No, we're gonna do it, but then our avatars will just be AI when we do the podcast. We're gonna do AI versions of ourselves. We're gonna VTube ourselves into the thing. So, yeah, Arc Knights Enfield out now. Go download it. It's on phones and everything else and all that bullshit. So
Enfield, what an awful name. Sorry,
it's got one of the worst names of any of these things that I've ever seen. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of bad names, Mio Memories in Orbit got a launch trailer. I actually have already played this one for Patreon with Michael, and this is like a quiet Metroidvania with a kind of a painterly art style where you play as a little robot in a very interesting kind of Baroque space station kind of spaceship environment where everything is shut down and you're trying to bring it back.
This looks cute. I really like the style of this.
Yeah, it's on Xbox Game Pass. It was very withholding when it came to telling me what to do, and the first boss was a little bit of a pain in the ass, and I died a whole bunch of times and got mad. So,
okay.
But we finally kind of got a little bit into it, and it was opening up a little bit right about the time that we needed to stop. But it's got a good art style, and it's kind of an interesting concept. It kind of goes back and forth between you playing as this little robot and then playing a kind of similar game inside of a computer where you're playing as like a little wireframe of the same character inside of the mainframe or whatever. So
yeah, a Nier Automata hacking minigame.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
Mio.
Yep. Check it out. Let's see. We also got the release date for Lovish.
This looked cool.
Do you know the pedigree of this?
I don't.
So Lovish is made by Labsworks, and they made a game called Astalon. And Astalon what is going on here? That came out a while back. Astalon is a what the fuck, Steam? Move my window. Okay, never mind. Astalon is like a Metroidvania game where you play as the similar sprites. You've got the kind of little knight, and then you've also got some other guys who's like a rogue or whatever. And that was like a Metroidvania. This one is more of a like kind of Bubble Bobble meets Shovel Knight thing where you've got a bunch of tiny levels to kind of go through, but then it looks like there's also a bunch of little events and little upgrade things that come up.
There's a randomized run-based element to it, it looks like.
Yeah.
This is really cute. I really dig the art style of this. Mm-hmm. It feels inspired for a 2D platformer, you know?
That's fine.
I feel like there's, a good amount of, like, care into making it not just look like one of these types of games,
yeah.
You know, a 16-bit platformer. But like the animations, I don't know. I'm looking at this and it reminds me of Super Mario World 2, the 6 gold coins. Mm-hmm. Just like, like we're kind of in a space and there's animation going on and it's cute. I want to know a little bit more about they have this thing where they're like 100 random events where it seems like there's stuff that'll break up just it being a monotonous kind of, okay, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6 type of thing. And they're positioning it as kind of like a comedy, jokey sort of game.
Yes. And that's out now, I believe. Or if not now, soon. What was it?
Release date trailer?
Release date? Does it say here? February 5th. Sorry, not right now. Very soon. February 5th. So, Let's see. From there, shifting gears entirely, we got this release date trailer for a game called 1348 Ex Voto that I had never heard of before. That appears to be a kind of a medieval Souls-ish type of game, but like a crunchy Kingdom Come Deliverance style, where you've got this kind of lady and another lady, and the one lady gets kidnapped, and then the other lady has to like third person massacre her way through people to rescue her friend, or they were very good friends, or maybe they're roommates. I don't know what happened there, but
they were roommates.
I do like how it's very gritty. It reminds me a little bit of the what's the one with the rats? The Innocence of the
not Pandemic, not Infestation.
Rainbow Six
A Plague Tale.
Plague Tale. Yeah, there you go. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Plague Tale mixed with the like Kingdom Come Deliverance too. But
sure, kind of a Bohemia fantasy world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not fantasy, but like semi-medieval. I mean, she's got a bowl cut, and they put her key art in front of a big gold circle. Come on.
Yep.
It looks neat. It looks like just as good of a character action game as the ones we saw in that big Xbox presser.
Well, there you go. Let's see. We also got the launch trailer for Dynasty Warriors Origins. Has a big fat DLC called Vision of Four Heroes, which I had to kind of look up what this is. And when we played that game, you play as the kind of like nameless protagonist who's kind of shaping history. It's an interesting concept. It's like 4 what if stories about what if you joined other armies during this particular conflict. So like one of them is like Lubu's army, and I think he's kind of the antagonist in the main game, but it's like, well, what if you decided to join his crew instead of the freedom fighter guys that you're with in the main game? And it also appears to be pretty big. Like they've got new storylines and voice acting and cutscenes and different stuff. So yeah,
cool.
Pretty good stuff.
More Dynasty Warriors.
Mm-hmm. I actually was kind of interested, but I just got done playing that Switch 2 Dynasty Warriors game, the Zelda one, Age of Calamity, and I'm like, I don't think I've got another Dynasty Warriors game in me this soon. I think I need a break from tappa, 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 tappa.
Shing! Tappa, tappa. Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. After that, I don't know why this is a trailer, but there was another 100-line Last Defense Academy, the official The Next 100 Days trailer, which I think is just kind of trying to remind you
DLC?
that this game... I don't think so. I mean, I think it's just trying to remind you that this game exists because I also... There's all these stories from last year about how this studio may or may not exist depending on how well this sells. But it did give me another chance to take a look at this and be kind of excited about it because I don't think it had anything new. I think it was just kind of showing the same thing off again. So you survived the first 100 days. Can you survive 100 more against all odds? But yeah, it just says this is strange. Maybe it isn't like an update or something, but
and unfortunately, none of us has played the game, so we can't tell if this footage that we're looking at is new or old.
Yes. Let's see. If I just type in the next 100 days, does that do anything?
Get some fucking Politico.
100. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. It was all politics. Okay. So
yeah, no one is quite sure what this is.
Yep.
If this is DLC or an update. It couldn't be DLC. No one's gonna buy. Oh, here we go. This is from last week. The 100-line Last Defense Academy, officially a 1 and 2 pack. Update to enable start of sequel without cleared data? Maybe now I'm just reading AI.
Oh, maybe that's like
The 100-line 2 depicts the 100 days that follow.
Oh.
And now they are acknowledging it is a 1 and 2 pack containing the first game and its sequel.
Sequel? What sequel? Is there a sequel to 100 line? Oh,
here we go. An upcoming update will enable players to start the 100 line 2 without clear data for 100 line 1.
Okay.
Starting the sequel unlocks chapter select, allowing you to move to the start of any date.
Oh.
weird. 100 endings. I can't understand this.
Yep.
I'm losing my mind.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
Reanimal has an overview trailer. This is this is another kind of a twisty one where. So Tarsier Studios was they were the creators of Little Nightmares 1, Little Nightmares 2. Then they split with the Little Nightmares team, and Bandai Namco hired another studio to make Little Nightmares 3, and they went and made Reanimal, which is also about two little kids, and you can play it in co-op, and there's a bunch of monsters chasing you around, and it looks very similar to Little Nightmares 3, except I hated Little Nightmares 3, and so I really want to play this and see if it's better than that, because that game made me very angry very quickly. There was a lot of just, I don't know, it's too slow, and the co-op mechanics were kind of balls, but...
They're really turning out these, like, 2.5D games, huh?
Yep.
These, like, control-looking adventure platformers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to lose the novelty on it. I guess the co-op is if you like Little Nightmares, but I'm this ain't for me, dog.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested because I've never gotten completely hooked by Little Nightmares, but then when Bandai Namco took over Little Nightmares, it's like they've got like a podcast and a YA book and a short film and then all these different transmedia projects, and then Tarsier was like, yeah, we're just going to make another game that's like Little Nightmares, but it's co-op and a bunch of monsters chase you around or whatever. So
wow.
I'm really interested to play it, mostly just to compare it to the other one and see, like, was Tarsier the one that had the juice the whole time, or was it like just the concept, or is it just wrung out completely? So,
right. What else?
Don't Eat Me, Granny.
I won't. Next
is this is another one of these, I don't know, this is weird. You get shoved into a fantasy world, but then there's like a kind of semi-cutesy but also evil grandma that's chasing you around, and you're going through portals and you're throwing cans at grandma's head and hiding in like drawers and wardrobes and shit. And
this is My Sims Amnesia.
It looks a lot like a Hello Neighbor. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, what if Hello Neighbor was a lady and not a guy?
This Don't Eat Me, Granny. All right.
It's a very weird
threw a can at the granny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't Eat Me, Granny.
Yep. I don't know. Like I said, it was a weird batch of trailers this week, but there's something that's kind of charming about this Between the World. It looks like, I don't know.
Oh, there's some like time puzzles.
Yeah.
You go like into the past and into the present.
The very beginning had the character like sitting at a table that had like a Doom ripoff running on it, and I was like, and then the game kind of looked like a Warcraft, and I was like, oh, are you transported inside the game? Did Granny put you in the game and now she's chasing you? Question mark.
Oh,
I don't know.
It kind of looks like Repo a little bit.
I can see that.
Doesn't it look a little like Repo?
Could be a little Repo-y. Yeah, little kind of cutesy horror kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't Eat Me, Granny.
Don't Eat Me, Granny. Well, here is an actual, I think this is an actual Repo-esque type game called Kletka.
Well, you can't say that. You can't say that in this company.
I mean, the description is Kletka is a co-op horror, up to 6 players horror game about going down in an elevator that is trying to eat you. Feed the elevator, explore deadly floors, and descend deeper. So it looks like your reason.
It looks a lot like Lethal Company.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a company or Repo. It looks a little bit grungier than that. Also, there's a demon with some real badonka butt in the beginning of this.
Hugely caked up.
But then there's also a lot more combat than I normally see in these trailers. And there's also, it looks like a level where you're fighting like a demon car. There's a lot going on in here, and I'm kind of interested in seeing what it does, because we're in the era of the friend slop, and I'm kind of interested to see what people do with that concept moving forward to try to differentiate themselves from the others.
For sure.
So,
what day is that? When is that coming out?
February 19th. February 19th. So,
okay, a couple of weeks.
Yep. Have to put it on the list. This is very strange. Clue Murder by Death. So this is apparently, I don't know, it's Clue combo or colon Murder by Death. And I'm like, well, Clue is a franchise. And there is a movie called Murder by Death, and no part of this like Weeble's trailer seems to indicate that it's like an actual Clue game where you play with multiple people and you're trying to figure out who did what in what room. It almost seems like they're trying to shove Clue into the like Duck Detective / Golden Idol kind of genre by making a single player Clue game. I'm not even entirely sure whether the Clue name is like a direct tie-in to the board game,
because all of the characters, they're not like Professor Plum or Colonel Mustard. It's just like, that guy looks like a vampire, and this is like a maid, and that's an older lady, but they're just like have normal.
They look like Funko Pops.
Color clothes. Yeah, they look like Funko Pops, exactly.
So
just don't scroll down. What do you think all of the comments on this video are saying?
Are they thirsty?
They are some of the least smart people on the internet, and they're all saying, this isn't about the movie? This isn't a video game about the movie? This isn't the movie?
Oh, no, wait, hold on. That could actually not be like the worst thing, because Murder by Death is a very beloved cult classic movie. That's like a parlor mystery inside of a house. So they could be, because I got confused about that too, is like, well, Clue is a thing, but Murder by Death is also specifically a thing. So
yeah, I'm just saying 18 other people on the internet also had this. I had no I'm not gonna read these.
I don't think this has anything to do with either. I just looked it up on Steam and it's Coco Drolo Games. It doesn't have like
this is
Hasbro.
Not even in the Clue franchise?
I don't think this has anything to do with either Clue or Murder by Death.
That is so fucking funny.
It's just yep. It's just those are I guess nobody's protecting that copyright to the point where like you can't just say the word Clue belongs to Hasbro. You can't just say Murder by Death belongs to Paramount or whatever. Like,
that's so fucking funny.
They've got February 13th. They've got like 3 weeks to get it out before they get fucking copyright hit by these companies. Okay, and it looks like it's like you kind of an isometric wandering around a house.
Also, you only have 2 hours to figure it out before Scotland Yard arrives. I found some sort of article.
Yep. Okay, there you go. I should have done more research on that. I was like, this doesn't even look like a Clue game. It's like, it's not. This doesn't seem to have anything to do with Murder by Death. It doesn't. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. You found the gameplay footage. What the fuck? This doesn't look even anything like the fucking teaser. We can't. This looks like Animal Crossing.
Yep.
Oh, you know what it looks a lot like? Is the game in the casino. The game in the like evil casino hotel.
It's got the sexy name.
Sexy
Brutale. Yeah,
yes.
A little bit like that. Yeah.
So it will be certainly only half as good as that.
Yep. Interesting. We went through a whole journey with that one. No journey here. They're putting out a game called The Run. This is another one of those FMV games, and I love them. I love them so much because they're all cheesy, and I love them. This one is from the people that made The Complex and another game that I've already played, which I only just realized The Complex had that girl from Letterkenny in it. This is about a fitness influencer who goes to an island in Italy, and it turns out that there's a bunch of scary dudes in masks that are doing some kind of murder thing. And it's like she's talking to the chat. So you're kind of like the chat. And you make a decision about, should you go in there or should you leave or should you keep running? Should you hide? Should you fight?
Every shot has got her holding the phone up. So that's so dumb.
And then also about halfway through this trailer, you start to realize that there's like a lot of really B-grade grisly murders of this lady in here. They're like shoving her into boiling water. And there's obviously a bunch of like death states. The other cool thing is I went and looked up the main character. I did a search for her name online to see if she was in anything else, and the only thing that came up was this game. So,
it could be a breakout role.
I think this looks amazing. I can't wait to play this. It looks fucking terrible, and I love it. I love how it's like a B-grade direct to Blu-ray.
Get
Amazon.
out of there, girl! Get off the island.
But it seems like it's got just enough of a budget that they can have a bunch of people in masks chasing a lady around.
I wouldn't watch this movie, but I might play this FMV.
See, that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
They only had to film 4 movies worth of material.
Yep. Let's see. I snuck this one in because it came out right before we started. Bryce, this is the official game modes overview trailer for Screamer, which is that racing anime game that we saw a little while back, where it's a arcade racing game, but then it's got like specifically like anime ass cutscenes where people are getting murdered or talking to each other, and there's some kind of incredibly melodramatic story going on. Do you remember this? I think we talked about it at one point, but
I don't remember it. But you got a couple of things there I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. It seems like a real flashy kind of Tokyo Drift meets Burnout Takedown with like some anime cutscenes where you can literally run people off the road. You've got special powers you can use to blow up other racers. There's a bunch of different teams that each have different stories. And the whole thing is a real slick presentation.
Looking at some of the gameplay, though, it does kind of look like a cell phone racing game where it's like third person and you're really following the road more than the car. And so the car like fishtails out just to drift, but it's still going completely forward.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, they've got apparently like each person has a special superpower, and then you can like synergize them with other teammates and
5 teams, 5 reasons to risk it all.
Yep. And there's a lot of blowing up other cars by running into them. So definitely not what I experienced when we played that Gran Turismo Power Pack expansion. A lot less running into people. So, yeah. I actually know you went. I don't think you and I have talked about this because I think this was announced at the Game Awards or one of those big conferences.
It could be.
It's coming out at the end of March.
Okay.
March 26th.
Screamer.
And then let's go ahead and wrap it up with the return of a favorite. There's a new Life is Strange coming in March. Life is Strange Reunion. This takes the character Max from the original game, who was in the last game, Double Exposure, and they are trying to fix what they done broke, because in the last game there was like something about her and the lady that everybody ships her with, or she
Chloe
made out with in the game. I don't know if they were actually a couple, because I never played far enough in any of these games to know for sure. But there was like an indication that the two of them never spoke again after high school, and the fans were like, what the fuck? I'm mad about that.
Well, in the first game, spoiler alert, the game either ended with you killing your friend, letting your friend die to save the town, or saving your friend but letting the town get destroyed by like a huge supernatural disaster.
Oh, and you know what? I think I remember that at the beginning of this game, she's dead. Chloe is dead because she's like at her grave.
And so like the premise of this is that Max is in college and realizes her powers are back, or they've like upgraded or something. And so now she can go way back in time with her Polaroids and go and visit parallel worlds and different outcomes.
But that's the last game, though.
Then that's this new one as well.
What I read was the school from the first game blows up, and then she goes back in time and has the ability to try to avert that catastrophe, which is basically the plot of the last game, except this time the other girl shows up. Woo!
Hey, I did not think... I thought the last game there was a different girl, and it was just Max who showed up at the end to do like an Avengers sort of like post-credit sting. But
was it? I don't really. Let's see. Double
Exposure. Right?
Double Exposure. Life is Strange. Double Exposure.
In the meantime, if you haven't, I recommend Life is Strange 2 very much. A very great game, also from Don't Nod when Don't Nod was making those games. It is not connected really to this narrative universe, but it's a really great game and very prescient for today's times.
There you go. Yeah, I think Max was in Double Exposure. She was the protagonist, I think, of that game.
Okay.
But because the one before that was True Colors, that was the lady that comes back to the town. You might be like, I was like, I couldn't blame you, because up until I did the looking, I was like, oh yeah, there was a whole other game in between True Colors and this, like, because it kind of came and it kind of went.
What a weird, like, this is like a franchise where you just feel like, I wish I had Max's powers, because I feel like we could have just fixed all of this. If we could just go back in time and make different choices, we would all maybe be a little happier.
Yeah, I feel like this franchise has no idea why people like it and keeps taking a stab at something that's not the reason that people came to it in the first place. So,
Yeah.
but
We need more Final Fantasy spirits within references.
That's it. March 26th, the game is coming out. So there you go.
Okay.
I guess they've been
it
working on
won't
it the
be
whole time.
episodic. I guess they stopped doing them episodically, huh?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And you know what? That's all our trailers. Let's wrap it up with a quick rapid fire. Xbox Game Pass is getting 2 more big games this month. Death Stranding is already out on the director's cut of Death Stranding is already out on Game Pass, but then also later on in the month, January 29th, Warhammer Space Marine 2 is coming to Game Pass, which was a real fun game to play co-op. I recommend everybody do it. Let's see. There's apparently, I didn't know this, but it's apparently like not a well-kept secret that the next Resident Evil game after the one that's coming out in like 4 weeks is going to be a Code Veronica remake. They're not remaking 5. They're going to Code Veronica. And apparently this was like, so this is confirmed by a leaker that has a pretty good track record. And then apparently this has been big, strong rumors about this for quite a while. So, which I'm super happy about because I never played Code Veronica and I don't want to go back and play the PS1 version of that game. So I finally get to play it and see what's going on with Code Veronica.
Yeah. That's neat. We're going to... no, I can't start us with another 10-minute discussion on remakes, but cool for the fans.
Yep. There's a new Helldivers 2 war bond called Redacted Regiment. It was delayed. It was supposed to come out on the 20th, but it got delayed, and by the time you hear this, it should already be out. So for all you Helldivers, not Warhammer, Helldivers 2 fans, that should be out. It's a stealthy cosmetic set that you can get. So... Ball Pit is getting the first of its 3 free updates. This by the time you hear this, it'll be it starts on the 26th. Depending on when you listen to it, it may be today, it may be yesterday, or tomorrow. But Ball Pit rules, and everybody should play it. And I can't wait to play this new update. It adds 2 new characters: the Falconer and the Carouser, and 8 new balls. And the implication that there's also going to be some other updates that they haven't announced yet. So.
Is this going to make you get back into Ball Pit? Did you feel like you finished with Ball Pit?
I'm kind of finished with Ball Pit, but I might go back to it, but I might wait for all of it to come out because there's supposed to be 3 drops. So I might just wait for all 3 drops and then let it eat my brain again. Bryce, I have a spreadsheet. It's got colored tabs about how long games are. So... let's see. Lunacid is getting some DLC. Lunacid was kind of a beloved Kingsfield style game that came out a little while back that even the person that made it was kind of surprised that it took off as much as it did. They said they're about 70% of the way through it, but they're kind of prioritizing it. They put out like a spin-off game last year. So now that that's out, I think that they're going to go ahead and knuckle down and try to get this out. So if you're a fan of Lunacid. Enshrouded is going into 1.0 this fall. So,
okay.
Do you know Enshrouded?
I don't. I'm looking at a picture that seems to be like if you took Minecraft but imagined it in Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah, it's kind of a building survival game, but it's not blocks. It's like a third person kind of fantasy game, but it's also got some kind of Breath of the Wild DNA in it. You got like the little gliders, and you can climb stuff, and it's a pretty decent third person game. I played a little bit of it, and I decided that I wanted to kind of wait for it to go into 1.0. So maybe in the fall when it goes into 1.0, I'll give it a shot. But
there we go.
Yep. Nobody knows why, and we don't have time to speculate, but Disney delisted 14 games off of Steam, and they didn't put out any real information as to why. This is a bunch of different Disney-specific games like Disney's Hercules and Disney's Planes, along with classics like Armed and Dangerous and Stunt Island, as well as a few other things. So kind of sucks when that happens. We have no idea really why.
My guess is someone said it costs us $100 a year to host these games.
They're like,
and we sell 0 copies.
Get it out of there. Get it on out of there. And then big surprise update to Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. They put out a new patch that adds an update that makes it sharper on the Switch 2 and also adds Dixie Kong into the game so basically Dixie Kong has a different kind of like modifier to the gameplay, and now you can go back and play the whole thing. There's also some kind of like speed run time trial thing. Shut up, phone. All right. So, oh god, it keeps going. Son of a bitch! I installed this app because it's irritating, and now it's irritating me. But yeah, that's out right now. So
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Free updates. I won't begrudge them.
Yep.
Unless I begrudged some earlier in this podcast, in which case I will occasionally begrudge them.
I know we got a couple of fun things. I don't know. I saw this interesting video. This is a Chinese tech and computer person that made a basically made this kind of 3D printed box and stripped out all the electronics to make it's an Xbox and a PS5 and a Switch 2 all in the same box. And
all in one huge box.
One huge box, yes.
Cool.
But it was interesting to kind of watch them go through it because they made this kind of triangular heat sink that was based on the trash can Mac and the way that it all vents up through the middle. So, and they kind of they molded their own aluminum heatsink, and then they wanted to try to get one power supply to run all three devices. And by the end of it, even the Switch 2 even docks into the side of it. So instead of like being built into the thing, you literally just plug the Switch 2 into the side of it. And then she got it wired up to the point where as you're playing it, you just hit this one button on the top of the thing, and it switches from one console to the next console to the next console in like 3 to 4 seconds. So it's kind of a fun thing, kind of a fun result at the end of the day.
Lady, you know there's a memory crisis right now, right? Okay.
It's so weird because it's like she starts doing it and I skip forward, and at one point she's literally like smelting aluminum to make the heat sink in the middle of this thing. Like she's in the flame retardant gear, pouring
shiny suit on,
magma into like clay in order to like make the thing. So
it's cool. I think it's very cool when people like make new houses for their consoles.
Yeah.
This okay.
This is a bit much.
It's a little much for like. It's not like she made him portable or anything. She really just put them all together.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, she also did the work. This is a very well-made video.
Yeah. Yeah, go check it out. I just check out a search for I built a PS5, Xbox, Switch 2 all in one. Their channel name is all in Chinese. So, and then last but not least, hey, they opened up pre-orders for this cool Ocarina of Time Final Battle Lego set. It's a Lego set that has minifigs of Zelda and Ganon and Link, and they're kind of in the flames of the end of Ocarina of Time having their battle. It's got a little Triforce on it. They even have a little thing that I think you get a minifig of Ganon that transforms into the big version that you fight at the end.
Oh, that's cute.
It's got a little trap door, I think, where he like you hit this little hinge and it puts his minifig down, and then it so which is all well and good, but it's also like $120. And I'm like, damn.
Oh, so it's one of the more reasonable priced Lego sets.
Yeah, I guess. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
$130. So
wow. The Legos everywhere, man. They're really getting around with, especially with these deals, these licensings.
Yeah, I didn't even see how much those Pokemons cost, but
way expensive.
I'm sure they're super expensive. So,
and then look, I'm not a purist. In a lot of these cases, I'm fine with them, but some of them, they're making a lot of proprietary bricks for some of these guys.
Oh, I was watching it was like 2 weeks ago when there was this weird discourse about this smart brick that they were adding and like, oh, should we have it? Oh, should it not? And I was like, I don't fucking care. But
when you're paying this much for brand name Legos, I don't know.
That's true. And that's it. A podcast done. Podcast completo. We had some laughs. We had some thrills. We had some chills.
Yeah.
Bryce, where
really
can
grew together.
People find you when you're not over here hanging out with me?
I'm over on Blue Sky. I'm bryce.marbles.win. You can check out the Marbles streaming stuff that I do, marbles.win. We're kind of on a mini hiatus. We'll be back soon. We got some technical issues going on over here. But check that out. And then check out the Two Tusks Music Podcast.
Who's on that?
Well, it's me, and then a great buddy of mine named Jeff. That's right, and it's you.
Oh, it's me.
That's you. It's a listen along podcast. We've got 2 seasons up now. On a couple of great Fleetwood Mac albums, and we're cooking up ideas for more stuff. So one more time, the Two Tusks Music Podcast. You can find it anywhere podcasts are available or on YouTube. Thank you.
Yep. And patreon.com/RageSelect is where you go if you want to help us out. Kick us some bucks, get the bonus videos, get access to the Discord server.
It's going to be like, what, 2 bonus videos?
There are
like 3 bonus videos.
There are spreadsheets that are so long that they have to have multiple tabs. They still take you a long time to scroll to the bottom. You can find it all on Patreon. I've been posting them one a day to Patreon, which I think it'll still take me like 3 years to get through doing at that rate, and that doesn't account for the ones I put out every week. But then also there's a bunch more that come out every Monday in a big email blast.
It's a vicious cycle, Jeff.
I know.
You're in a vicious cycle.
I know. Someone's got to turn off these Patreon emails, but I can't do it. I'm addicted to the Patreon emails. If you enjoy the podcast, that helps me to be able to have the time to go through excruciating numbers of news stories in order to find you the best stuff for us to talk about. So that's it. That's it.
We did it.
Hopefully, I'm really hoping the power stays on this time. I think I got to go to the store and buy a bunch of water just in case. But I'm really hoping I can just stay inside and watch the snow and play video games. Is that too much to ask? Is that really too much to ask?
Maybe a normal snow day.
Just a normal snow day where everybody gets to call in and stay at home. Come on, Texas. You owe me.